Yo, salute everyone. Salute everyone. What's good? What's going on? Good evening, man. Knicks Real Talk. About to get in here and get it popping, man. Knicks recap. Knicks won down in Charlotte, man. So we're going to get in here and talk about all this good stuff, man, and really get it popping tonight. We're going to obviously bring my panel members in, man. We got my man right here already, Shot Powers in the building. Shot Powers, what's good?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Hey, we're going to break the recap down, man. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Had a good night. We won down here in Charlotte, man. Knicks 121-106. What a good performance by the young guys, man. We just want to get in there and break all that down. So we here, man. Knicks Real Talk, Knicks follow up, man. The young running and gunning down in Charlotte, man. They did their thing. So we really going to get into that, man. And just have some fun with it, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody where you out there, man, streaming from. Hope y'all had a good night last night. Y'all ain't here with us, man. About to get it popping. So, man, yeah, man, Shot Power, man, good game last night. Knicks was in the building down here in Charlotte. Man, they had it going, man, from beginning to end, man. Young guys had it going. Fournier, Burks had it going. So it was a good win for us, man. We needed a win either way, any way to go just to get a good feeling. And last night, obviously, the Knicks came to play last night, man. They put it down last night.
Yeah, we seen a team last night that we've been yearning to see the whole season, and it was a good production, a good production that they put out on the court last night, man. The team was running, ripping and running last night. 30 assists last night, and the best part about the whole thing of the whole night, aside from them scoring and stuff like that, the way they kept a hold of the ball. I think it was only 7 turnovers last night, man.
Mm-hmm.
7 turnovers. When was the last time you heard the Knicks had 7 turnovers in a game this year? So that was real major, man. The guys rebound and held possessions and didn't turn the ball over unnecessarily. So that was a great game, a great win last night, and it was a nice blowout, man. That they kind of spanked them a little bit, man. So I was happy about that as well.
Yeah, real talk, man. That was a phenomenal game. It was real phenomenal, man. They just came in from beginning to end. You can see the camaraderie, man, the cohesion on the court. They just was getting it, man. I was like, man, that was lovely to see, man. Real talk, man. It was lovely to see the ball movement, the young energy. They just was getting it down, man. They was really into the game, man, and that was really good to see. And they came out and just kind of seen the type of basketball that we want to see since the beginning of the season, almost. The flow, the pace, like you always did, like you always talk
Nice.
about. They had the pace going, the unselfishness. That ball was moving around pretty crazy. Evan Fournier had 76, so you know that was a
Yeah,
good
man.
game. So you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So you know it was a good game because he was on fire. RJ, Youngins, man, McBride, them dudes, man. It was just so good to see. Like I said, sometime like I was saying in the stream the past day in the pregame. Hey, you know what? You could still salvage the season by having a young guy play some good games for 10 games here and out. And that's what they started last night. They, just let them play, man, and let them do their thing, man, developing on the floor. And I think it was a good look. But anyway, 121, 106. We went in there and played shot power, and we got a W, man, to keep hope alive. But it was good, though.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about the team last night, man? Everybody came, they all contributed. I think it was like 6, 7, 8 players with at least double digits. I think Quickly was like maybe the seventh or the eighth, something like that. I think he had 9 points last night, but I think 6 or 7 other players had double digits. So they all chipped in. They worked well together. They looked good. They ran. They pushed the ball. They ran some pace, and they got the win.
Yeah, man. It was nice to see, man. Salute Obi Toppin. Yeah, we're gonna break down the stats, get into it, and everything, man. In the recap, we're gonna talk about all of it, man. But let's real quick, shot. Let's just jump right into the score box, man, and let's show these cats what the Knicks were doing on the scorecard last night. We talk about that. Um, last night, guys. Here go the thing, man. Obi Toppin, phenomenal game. We're gonna start off with Jericho Sims, 26 minutes, 5 for 5 from the 5 dunks. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 4 approach foul, but he was a plus 10, 10 points. Young man, Tom Thibodeau let the man play the starting lineup, and he produced. You know what I mean? That was good to see. You know what I mean? So just to know that he had a good game, I think that was awesome with the way his activity was pretty good.
Yeah, he still need a little grooming, a little he's still a little wet behind the ears or whatever you want to call it. But to come out there on a big game like that and get 10 points and a couple of blocks, and I mean he did what he was out there to do, and I appreciated him last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was, man. His activity is there. Like you say, he still got a little bit more to learn, and he'll get it time. He's a rookie, and that's what rookies do. Rookies go through the maturation. Now we know that man gonna come back next year and be a better player. You know what I mean? That goes for all of them. That's why I like about Manuel Quickly and Obi Toppin. Their first year because they couldn't do no summer league, pandemic, COVID, couldn't get no summer league in. So in their first year, they had that kind of slow start to the NBA career. But then this year coming into this year, you can see the maturation though. Emmanuel Quickly's maturation is nice. So that's what Jericho Sims going to go through. He had to go through the maturation process, and but I like the way he played last night. I was really happy about that. And real talk. And then Obi Toppin, 40 minutes, eight for 11 field goals, 50% from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? 11 rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 6 assists, shot powers, 1 steal, 1 block, plus 19. Obi Toppin, 18 points. So I'm so happy for him, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. That's real good. That was a good look for him.
Yes, for Obi Toppin, man, that was a really good game for him. He was out there. He got the time on the court. You can see that if you give him a little bit of time to figure it out on the court, he's going to give you 18 points. He almost had a triple double last night. When he was six assists, he had 4 more assists. He would have a triple double last night. So cool to look at how Obi's playing and how much I believe Obi is going to go in the off season and get him a 3-point shot. Enable himself to make a better move to the hole and start utilizing that left and the right hand when he makes a move to the basket. I you know it leaves some things for us to talk about in later in the segments. I'll say it like that.
Right. Hey man, real quick. Alec Brooks, 33 minutes, 5 from 11 field goal, 3 of them were 3-point shots, 50% from the 3-point line. They was knocking him down last night in New York, man. He had 6 rebounds, which is good. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, plus 15, man. Plus 15, 17 points. Like I said, Obi was a plus 19. He was a plus 15 with 17 points. Alec Brooks came in and did his thing as well.
Yeah, once again, Mr. Burks came out there, Mr. B came out there, and he did what he had to do. A very good game, a very efficient game, and real good D that he played last night. You know, Burks could come out there and he could get out there and he could score, and he's a veteran, he's a journeyman, man. So kudos to him, man. I like Burks, man. If you know this is one of Tibbs' guys as well. Let's see if he beats here next year, man. He might be one of the guys that they keep unless some of these other guys go.
Yeah, real talk. Evan Fournier, salute to Evan Fournier. Congratulations, my brother. We'll talk about that as well later. 34 minutes. He shot 4 for 14, but 4 of them were 3-pointers. You know what I mean? But 7 assists, 1 rebound, but 7 assists, plus 17. 12 points for Evan Fournier. Decent game for him. 12 points. That obviously we won 17, 18, but we'll take it last night because everybody else was hot too. So that's how you want it anyway.
Yeah, for Fournier, man, to see his assists going up in the last 2 games, meaning that the team is really out there and they're moving the ball, man. Last game, I think he had 5, 6 assists. It was a number that I was amazed that he had that many assists. So to see him have 7 assists in this game when the ball was moving and stuff like that, that means Evan Fournier can really see the team a little bit. He knows how to pass the ball. He's not the best passer. I seen a couple of passes, that were turned into turnovers. But overall, he looked real good out there last night. And kudos to Evan Fournier.
Yeah, real talk. And you know what, Audrey Barrett. You can't say enough about what this young man is putting up. He did it again. 38 minutes, 10 for 19, 3 for 7 from 3-point line. That's about 40-something% probably. Foul tech 7 for 8 shot powers. 7 for 8. He 3 rebounds, one assist. 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But you know what? The man dropped 30 2 nights in a row, 30 points, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, obviously. But it was a +1. But he did his thing though.
Just a real talk, real quick about R.J. Barrett. Because there's some things going on about R.J. Barrett. This guy here, man. Let R.J. Barrett could. Actually, if he goes off into the off season this year, and he clears up his free throw shooting, all right. He scored 30 points he hit how many threes? He hit 3 threes. The guy drove the ball to the basket for about 14 points, and then he hit seven of 8 free throws to make 30 points. That sounds like a game he could do almost every day.
Mhm.
Drove to the hole 7 times, made 14 points, scored 7 points off of free throws, and hit 3 3 pointers, which is about 9 points. That sounds like RJ Barrett is going to be doing that all year next year. And let's see what happens, man. There's some big things talk about him and his contract. Let's see
Yes,
what
indeed.
happens.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too, but we're gonna break all that down. But you know what? The rest of the team, I just go through it, man. Todd Gibson, great 12 points,
Word up.
plus five, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Great game. I like what he did, and I can't say enough about my man Deuce McBride. Granted, he was even with no club, but man, no, he knocked 11 minutes shot, 3 threes, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, but he played a really good, efficient game. He knew his spots. And he knocked down that 3 point shot at a good clip. So that was good for him. Obviously, Emmanuel Quickly been playing well. 4 for 9, not bad. Around 40-something%. 2 for 6 for 3. But he had 7 assists and 5 rebounds. Them the things that everybody not paying attention to what Emmanuel Quickly doing besides the scoring, the rebounding and assists. I mean, he probably right now leading the team in assists per game. In the Bible, it would be Julius Randle, obviously, but I think the more time go on, that's probably his number. Plus 10-point good game for him as well. Obviously, Clinton Grimes knocked down the 3, only had 15 minutes, 1 for 6. He didn't shoot too well, but he did contribute with 3 rebounds, 1 assist. But he had 3 points, but it was a good shot though, and everybody else, that was it. So that's it for the box score and everything, the grade. But I give just about everybody A's last night, man. A's and B's, man. They really came out to play last night. So
If
I had no problem with the way they got down last night.
if you really look at the scoring, the way they scored the ball last night, Sims with 10 points. The whole team, it was 8 players on that team that scored double digits last night, and one more close, which was IQ. So that's great basketball. That's getting everybody involved. Everybody's touching the ball. That means everybody's getting good looks at the basket, and they played a well-rounded game last night. One of the better wins that I've seen for the Knicks all year, man. That's like I got to be like number two. Number two.
Mhm.
That was like number two for me. That one. I was overwhelmed last night because I thought it was going to be a little tougher game than it was, and these guys, as they wanted to run, and so did the Knicks.
Yeah, real talk, man. Just from that sake, man, I want to just go over some of the highlights, man, from last night. Cause I thought it was some Knicks did some good things last night. They really did on the court, man. I was excited to see that. But they played well, and let's just check out a couple of highlights and see some of the things I would like to point out that I seen that was pretty interesting. I know Cats was really getting it last night. Hey, Shy, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
That's cool. This is right. I want to bring up a play. This is Pressy right here. Yo, look at this pass, bro. Deuce McBride. I'm trying to tell people they need to stop it with that. That pass was crazy.
Ex-football player, man. He's an
Bang,
ex-football player, man. He's an
bang,
ex-football player. If I'm not mistaken,
bang.
I think he was a quarterback.
Yeah, where's Bond? That was, oh my goodness. Here you go, RJ, bully ball, taking it to the rack. Like to see RJ do that, man. I like to see RJ take that ball. Oh, look at that. Boom. And one.
Yeah, that's bully ball personified right here.
Yes, indeed.
One, one,
Look at this
one,
kid.
what, that just easy going to the hole and squaring himself up, man.
Mm-hmm. This
Look
kid,
at that. You get him to that left side, it's a wrap, man.
it's a rap right there, man.
Mhm.
That kid, he come to play. So and that's why I said you got to get that man his money. Quit playing with that. And this is only his third year, man. It's crazy what this cat gonna be in about 3 or 4 years.
Mm. Yeah,
Come on now.
these are just some things that we have to look forward for next year. Another thing with what he's doing to when he does these moves, if he ever learns how to stop, drive to the hole and stop at the top of the free throw, he'll be lethal, man. That 10, 12, 15 foot jumper, man. He gets the hole, he gets to the basket, and he's strong, and he's only 21. He got them strong arms, long muscles. He puts that head down, something similar to what he used to do as a Duke at Duke. I'm just saying, man. We got some things to talk about him tonight as well.
Yeah, we can move right into that, man. Because if you look at what he's doing now, at the age he's at, and he got the mental fortitude. He like I said, he got the right mindset, the right character to represent the franchise. You know what I mean? He really is that type of guy that can represent the franchise for many years. You know, like
Hmm.
you got guys who just represent their franchise like the face of their franchise because his character, his demeanor, his pedigree, how he was brought up. You know, my dad played at St. John's. Granddad was a New York kid. I mean, he just got everything that exemplifies New York, and he wanted to be here. He like, I'm a Knick. You know what I mean? And that means a lot when you because it's not only about the basketball talent, it's about how you conduct yourself off the court, how you're going to represent
Exactly.
that brand that you working for, and knowing that he representing one of the most, how can I say, iconic franchises in the business. You know, one of the most powerful places to play in the NBA, the Madison Square Garden, to put a Knick jersey on. I think he would represent it well. You know what I mean? And I think he's like Patrick Ewing to me for the way they represented the franchise. You know what I mean? No
Hmm.
drama, no nothing. Just put your hard hat on, go to work, and keep the fan base proud. And I think that's why I think we should sign him. Besides his talent, that's getting better. 13 points in his rookie year. 14, excuse me. 3 points better in his second year. 17 points. Now he might go to 20. So he's ascending. You know, he's like constantly ascending. Next year, Audrey Barrett, y'all heard on Knicks Real Talk, March the 24th. Audrey Barrett will be an All-Star in the NBA next year. I'm booking that.
I believe so too.
You know,
The guy, since December has been scoring about, if I'm not mistaken, it's like about 24 points a night.
mm-hmm.
So he's really getting out there. He's already had 10 30 point games this season, and
11.
11 and
Mm-hmm.
140 something game or
46.
something like that.
Yeah.
Two, was it two, right? But one
One,
was 46.
46 points.
Yeah, right, 46. So I mean, what can you say about him, man? Since December, man, he's coming into his own. He knows what he wants. He could take control of the team, and the team is following behind him. So it's some big things that we got to talk about RJ Barrett, man, and he's still 21 years old.
Yeah,
That's all that needs to be said for now.
yeah, absolutely. And there's another thing so awesome about him is that, you know, when you young as he is, R.J. Barrett is 21 years old, dude. You understand? That is, when you're 21 years old, you just was able to start buying beer. You know what I
Facts.
mean? You still just started being able to buy liquor. I mean, this cat got so much life ahead of him, and because of the way he's constructed and the way he was raised, he's gonna always just try to get better. You know what I mean? R.J. Barrett makes me think of less athletic. No lie, this is just my personal feeling. He makes me think of a less athletic LeBron James. His character, the way he came in, you know what I mean, and what he can be and what he do. He played ball like LeBron to me. He just once he mastered the other stuff, he gonna be something, man. You know what I mean? And I hope the New York Knicks do the right thing by R.J. Barrett because if you look at it right here, and once we get to it, R.J. Barrett is due to 181 million 5 year extension, roughly around 32 million a year extension. I'm sorry for the misspelling. That was Cam extension, the same thing. We get into that as well. So R.J. Barrett got a 181 5 year, $32 million extension eligibility for the New York Knicks. Um, Here's my thing. Luca got it. I think Trey got it. Um, I think you give RJ Barrett that $30 million a year, and I'm gonna tell you why I would do that shot for this reason as well. If you look at the Knicks payroll right quick, you will see Julius Randle next year 23. Check it out. 23, 24 is 25 million. Then it goes up to 27 million. And then his last year, his option, Julius Randle, $29 million. So to me, what RJ is doing, first of all, he 6 years younger than Julius Randle. You know what I mean, Shy? He's 6 years younger. The young man is starting to develop, because you remember, look how easy it took him to get to 20 games in the season, and look how long it took Julius Randle to get to 20 games in the season. You know what I mean? This man in 3 years, and if it wasn't from his free throw shooting, might have been there already. Think about last year, how the year before, the rookie year, he didn't shoot the 3-point shot well. I think RJ Barrett missed 17 points a game in his rookie year because of free throw shooting. You know what I mean? Shaw did his second year. He got better, but he probably left 20 points a game off the board. And this year, because of his free throw shooting, he leaving about 22 points a game off the board a year this year. So it just showed you the way that you gotta kind of say, you know what? If this cat come back next year, he mastered that 3-point shot even better in that free throw line, RJ Barrett would be probably 25 points a game with Julius Randle there, if he's there. So I think you just got to give it to him, man. I don't see why you don't give him that match. I think he's going to represent the franchise for a long time. And he got the it to play on Broadway. He got it. You don't see him going through no drama. You don't see him. He don't take shit personal. He just go out there and do his job and have fun. Look at last night, Shop Howell, after that game, the way he was bracing them guys, man, and the way the World Wide West grabbed them, walked around them to the locker room. I'm like, man, when you see World Wide West happy like that and hugging RJ and they walking back, then he go get Obi Daps. That showed you the character of that young man. That's why I want him here, and that's why I would pay him.
I'm feeling both sides of the thing. I think we need to hurry up and try to give this man some money, and I think we need to give him something that make sure that he'll stay here. The 181 million is probably like 30 up to, I think his max when he max out would probably be about 40 to 41 million. Probably start at around 33, 30, yeah, somewhere around there, something like that. And I want RJ to get his money. I also, on the other hand, as being somewhat of like a businessman, someone knowing a little bit about business, I don't know if the Knicks would possibly offer him that money this year. They may be some things that they may do that to do a shorter extension and offer him some incentives or give him a couple of years and then give him a super max in 3 years, because he'll still be young, 24, getting a super max, which will be $200 million, and signing for the next 2 or 3 years with a 4 years. I don't know how exactly how it works out, but I 180 million dollars for RJ Barrett. I think he's worth it. I I might want to I don't know how to say it. I might want to wait and see if he could do that 24 points for the whole year next year, and maybe let him go into unrestricted. And I don't really know how the unrestricted goes. I think if he goes unrestricted and someone bids on him or something like that, we can match what they offer. And if the offer is going to be close to the 181 million, I guess we will go and strive to get him for that. But I think it's hard to say because I want him to get that 181 million. But thinking also, I think we might can wait and still hold on to him and re-sign him at the end of next year with a max as well. I think.
I'm of the mindset, like, everybody. I think it's not only about. I think people getting caught up with, not you understand per se. It's not only about what's on the court. I think people underestimate what does RJ Barrett do for the city of New York, what he does for the
Facts.
community, what he does for investing, what he does for promotion. It's bigger than just what he does on the floor. And even his numbers, to me, you give him a max for this reason. He gets better every year. Some guys get a max. The prime example, y'all willing to give De'Aaron Fox a max and don't give it to RJ Barrett? Salute CT, my brother. Salute, man. I hope all is well. Salute to my brother. Salute, man. I know you solo that one day we want to get on here and come with the family, man. We salute you, CT. Appreciate you though. Here's my reason for the reason why I think this here. De'Aaron Fox got a max. It's a lot of guys get max contracts that, though, to me, ain't worthy of no max contract.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Because that's the nature of the business. De'Aaron Fox got a max. Who else? But he got a max, certain to a max deal. But if you look at the trajectory of RJ Barrett, a 21-year-old, 21, not 25, not 27, 21, on the ascend. It ain't like the dude, he haven't even nowhere near reached his how you call that when he gets that level, his prime. He even nowhere near. He 8 years away from his prime. The guy in the NBA dropping almost 20 a game in his third year, and what makes it, if RJ Barrett was hitting free throws right now, just hitting free throws, RJ Barrett would be where Ja Morant and them is at, scoring wise. The man is 2-3 points a game for the last 3 years off the free throw line. And I think that if you add that this year, RJ probably doing 23 points a game right now.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
No question.
Right. And then you look at if Randall wasn't in the picture. Let's say instead of Randall was that dude, instead of who wasn't Randall, it was RJ. Who majority of the time, I mean, he probably get the same touches with Randall do. I don't think the touches are that far off. I really do. I think he get the same amount of touches. But the thing is, look how much he get to the hole. His 3-point shot is better than Randall's this year.
Facts.
His turnovers is less than Randall's this year. You know what I mean? He getting to the charity stripe more than Randall. His 3-point shots is better. And his assists is there, not better than Randall, but his assists there. And the reason why, because Randall's probably more dominant with the ball going to the paint to him, where he having enough time to make a lot of assists. RJ is not in a post where they throwing the ball to him. He could kick it back out to people. See, Randall could do that so he might get an extra 2 or 3 assists there because the offense runs through him. So if he's in the post and they throwing that ball to Randall, then obviously he's going to get more assists than RJ, but RJ still dropping 3 or 4 assists. So let's say that was RJ in the paint throwing it back out to people. I think, to me, we undervaluing what that young man could be doing if he, let's say if he was the prime doing. I'll pass to you real quick, Sharp. Let me get this point. See, when Ja Morant came in the league, they gave him the keys. When Zion Williamson came in the league, they gave him the keys, right? But when RJ Barrett came in the league, the keys was already Julius Randle's, Mark Morris's. That he couldn't come in there and overshadow them veterans. So imagine if RJ would have went to a team like Ja Morant, where he was the main dude, like Zion Williamson. They gave them the keys off the door. RJ Barrett didn't come into the NBA like that. He came in here having to play behind Randall, Marcus Morris, and them guys. So it's a different thing. You know what I mean? So he lost a lot of points, a lot of rebounds, having to defer to them guys in his rookie year, because that's who he had to play around. So imagine if he would have came in the league like the other cats. You have to look at the way he came in, why he came in. Because the Knicks, Obi Toppin, here you go. Obi Toppin going through it right now, Shot Powers. He came into the league. Like, if he'd have went to a team that would just, rebuilding, you know what I mean, Shot Powers, he would have got more minutes, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I think Obi Toppin, if not RJ Barrett, to me, is where we might miss the point with him. That young man is on the ascend. It ain't like he's going down. You better lock that young man up, because you might not like the way he plays again. His numbers speak for themselves, and he only going to get better. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm in here. Yeah, I was reading the chats. That funny one was the 180 million. That's why we might lose Mitch. That was mad funny.
Then you just had to
Um
lose. You had to lose him then.
um I'm with RJ getting the money, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't get 181 million. Um, I, if it was me, I would possibly try to work a deal where he could get close to 180 something million dollars. I will work a deal with him, and because he is still so young, and I believe in RJ. I do believe in RJ, and I, we, the one thing we have to do is wonder what we're going to do with Randall as well as we sign RJ, because if we give RJ 36 million a year or 30 million plus a year, and Randall did get that, even though Randall wasn't I don't think he
He
had a
wasn't. He
max
wasn't.
deal or
He
something
could have
like
got
that.
200 million.
Right, he could have got 200 million,
Like
and
that.
he
They
could,
said he went on the market or something.
right. So that might cause some confusion in the locker room. But I digress. I
Yeah,
digress.
well,
I believe RJ should get the money that he's due to him. 181 million. I think he's worth 181 million dollars. I think if I was GM, I would try to work maybe less $10 million dollars, maybe 175 or 71 million or something like that. But I don't know if the Knicks is going to give him uh, uh 34, 36 million dollars a year. I'm not sure.
you know what? Hey, he said Audrey Barrett can't hit free throws. You want to give 180 million? It's a lot of guys who can't get free throws can get that much money. Rudy Gobert can't hit them neither. He getting 200 million. What you mean? Shaq didn't hit him neither. What that got to do with it?
Sure right about that.
It's more than just
Sure right about that.
you can't base his career off because he can't shoot through. It's not only about scoring, fellas. It's not about just scoring. It's many assets to get to other than your game and just scoring. You play defense. You can do this. You do that. You can't define a man's career because he don't shoot good. A lot of people don't shoot good. They can score, but they don't shoot good. They still getting money. It's not even about that. What R.J. Barrett mean to the city of New York? It's a lot of players could do what R.J. Barrett could do, but can they represent the franchise?
That's true.
That's
I
what
like I like that from him.
a max player represents your franchise. He's your franchise dude. You give him his money because he represents your franchise. You know what I mean? It's that what he gonna bring to the Knicks. That $181 million they give R.J. Barrett will get that back, and the Knicks will get that back in many ways. Jerseys, endorsements, all type of stuff. So the 180 million you give RJ is not only for his basketball game, it's for what he can do for the city of New York, uplifting these little kids in the city who like to have a role model. They want a role model, somebody can look up to. So I love that cat. He represents the city. That's why you give these cats that money. You don't give it to them because of their skill set. Not only their skill set, that's part of it, but the part of it is the branding part. That $181 million will turn into much more for New York Knicks. So that's why you do it. You know, you don't give cats money just to give it to them because they can shoot a basketball. But not only that, the cat can play. He's ascending. I'll take a cat ascending any day before you just get somebody put like this here. You look at De'Aaron Fox of the world. You look at what happened to Buddy Hills. Look at all these guys you gave that money to, and they didn't panic because they was one dimensional. R.J. Barrett's not a one-dimensional player. He's a two-sided ball player. You know what I mean? He will be what Donovan Mitchell will be at one day because he works that hard.
Oh, he definitely
works
does.
that hard. He works on his craft. He's a gym rat. You know, it ain't like he get his money, he go home playing whatever. R.J. Barrett is about moving up the ladder. He's not about just his father and his mother and them taught him that way. He's a pedigree of say. He come from a well-oiled machine. Father played ball, mother played sports. It's in his blood. You see his character. So yeah, you watching that next year when R.J. Barrett averaging 25. I bet you the Knicks lock R.J. Barrett up. Why wouldn't you? The salary cap going up.
That's exactly what I was about to bring up.
The salary cap is going up. So
like 150 mil.
Yeah, listen, Rudy Gobert gets $45 million. You meant to tell me R.J. Barrett can't affect the game of basketball the way for the Knicks like Rudy Gobert can? He getting he got a $200 million max deal. Come on now, that's like crazy to tell me that you wouldn't pay RJ his max salary. He putting up numbers that everybody else putting up. Look at RJ numbers that right now, and everybody who getting a deal like that is around them numbers, and he doing it on a team that got somebody in front of him that takes majority of what he could be doing. So I don't see that happening. But anyway, I mean that's just my take. I just wanted to bring that up because that was part of my topic with the RJ Barrett extension. Would you give RJ 81? Somebody say no. Okay, I disagree, and I think you should give it to him. I think he represents this franchise well, man, and it's about sports and business. It ain't all about sports. It's about sports and business. This is the business up here. So you got to put the best brand. You're gonna pay. You have to pay for the better brand. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. When you get no frills, you go pay for no frills, or you pay for the other stuff. You got your no frills brand. You got your good brand. He's not a no frills brand. He's a brand. So you're gonna pay for a better brand.
I also think I and let me make this clear. I want him to get this money. I think he should be somewhere around 30 million a year. I'm looking at him staying with the core that we have right now with him. We're getting 30, let's say 30 million, so I could do the math easy. Randall next year is going to be 25 million, so that's 55 million. Um, and then we got who else that we got on the loan? We got if we're gonna build a core, we build it if we could sign Mitch for 15, that'll help us out. That's 55, that's 60, that's 70 million. And Evan Fournier, that's 70 million plus
There you go.
he's about 20 million. So that's about $90 million. So we're looking at with just those four players, if we could those players will have to be paid next year. If we sign Mitchell Randall and give RJ his extension, we would be at 94 million. So we would be about 90 million. Let's say 90 million. We would still have 60 million to play around with to do that. So I could see something happening with that in that aspect where we could give RJ somewhere around, if he can make about 30 million a year. I could definitely see him if we could sign Mitch somewhere around 15 million to build a core. We would be those four players because Randall's not going nowhere, I don't think, and he's 20, about 30 mil. He's about 25.
I don't know, you can't. You don't know. That Randall thing could be
I mean, I'm just saying, just for the numbers that I know that we're going into the year with, because you're right, he might be going. That's the next subject.
Yeah, hey, look, here go the salary cap for 2023. Randall make 23, Fournier 19.
Right.
Derrick Rose 14, Alec Brooks 10, Noel 9, Kemba Walker 9, RJ Barrett 11 million, pretty much 11, because next year's his extension year by October 22nd. Then you got Obi Toppin, Todd Gibson, Cam Reddish. And Cam Reddish is eligible for 184 5-year max year extension, which he's not going to get. And the reason why I bring this up is this is important. I'm going to tell you, Cam Reddish is not a lock to stay on the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not getting the max.
The Knicks was about to trade Cam Reddish, and I want him here. I want Cam Reddish in New York. I think Cam Reddish is that good. He that dope. I think this cat is that nice. But he due for a $5 million year, 184 million extension. And you know what I mean? And the Knicks was about to trade him at the deadline. Him and Alec Brooks was on the way out of New York. The only reason they didn't back the move is because the Knicks wanted some more picks. So let's not act like Cam Reddish might even be here. Cam Reddish might go on and sign and trade somewhere, or he might, or a trade. But I want him here. I think so. But what I'm trying to say is, we people going to look at the Knicks like this here. Every time it's time for a 4-year extension for a player, the Knicks trade him. Like they don't want to give out money, and that's not the case because James Dolan does pay money. He might not be the greatest owner, but he ain't stingy with his money. But I think it's going to be a lot of disappointed people in New York too this summer when they think certain guys are going to be there, certain guys not. I think it would be interesting to see, but I do think that if you don't give RJ a max and somebody offer to it, the RJ's out. You know, just because we don't give, he might say, you know what, I'll take the 4 years somewhere else. I might can't take 5, but I'll take the 4 if I feel like they don't want it, they don't value me that much. Because if we don't value him that much, he might just say I'm out. Somebody give Toronto give him a good deal, or somebody give RJ a deal and it's better than Knicks, or it's the same as the Knicks. He could walk. He could walk. He's gonna walk for what? $5 more million a year, where you can get that back in jersey sale and all. I don't know.
Can't we like, all right, this is what I think. I'm not sure, but if he goes into unrestricted free agent, can't we, like, if he goes in, can't, if someone offer him $180 million, can't we match that $180 million?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay, that's okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay. All
And,
right.
and that's the whole dilemma. You know, you can't keep getting. Here's the reason why. My man Al Lee said that, you know, we have, you know, the reason why we're in this situation because of that. But here's the situation though. You know why the Knicks ain't never out of the way? Because we're not paying for talent. We keep getting $5 million contracts, $10 million contracts.
That's true.
We don't. You know, you got to pay for talent, man. RJ is a talent. You got to pay for talent. So, you know, you look at what we got on our roster now. We see we like some of these guys can become a talent. Like look at Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin he has talent, but look, he in his second year. Look what Obi Toppin doing in his second year. Look what RJ did in his second year. Look what Quickly doing in his second year. Look what RJ doing in his second year. It's a night and day. These cats is on a different level. You know, they good, but they not RJ. And I think that's what we missing the boat, that we looking at this talent thing, man. Sometimes you got to pay to keep talent. Like we gave Julius Randle $29 million in his 5th year, and a reason why, like I said, he put up the numbers he putting up because they consider him at that time to be that franchise dude. So, you know, is to me, Randle chose to take that money. That was good. He wanted the Knicks to grow the team. So he you know what, he could have got more, but he didn't take more. But that don't mean RJ gonna leave his money on the table. So I think, you know, Knicks fans, we just got to think about that extension. A lot of us don't want, a lot of us do, and I understand either way. But I think the cat gonna get it. I just think they're gonna give it to him because I think they could build. I think they could build around that young man. I think he's that good, and I think he's gonna get that better. If you, like I said, if your Audrey Barrett was shooting the free throw line better at 80%, which he probably will get there.
Maybe 25 a night.
Yeah, it'd be 25 a night, easy. And like I said, you give people this match because they talented, but also what they could do for your franchise. You cannot forget about that when it comes to these players, man. You know what I mean? It's what they could do for your franchise and your city. You know what I mean? But, you know, to each his own, you know, whatever. Different stroke for different folks, man. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. You know, I'm looking at it from all angles. I just think that it's bigger than just not only a talent. I think it's bigger than that as well. You know what I mean? It's more outside of a shop house, I guess I'll say. But other than that, man, what about our man Evan Fournier? Broke the 3-point record for New York Knicks last night in Charlotte, man. 218, breaking John Stark's record. That was good by him. Salute to Evan Fournier. Man, shooting the 3-ball pretty well later on in the year. So congrats to him, man. Great job by Evan Fournier by shooting that ball the way he did. Started off rough for the New York Knicks.
Sure did.
But he got it back together in the second half of the season, started shooting better, playing better. He kept shooting the ball, and it started to fall for him, man. So salute to Evan Fournier, shot out. I think he did a good job of getting that thing done. I hate that he had to break Stark's record, but a Knick is a Knick.
Yeah.
So
I mean, records are made to be broken, and Starks had that record for 20 some odd years, 24, 25 years, 26 years, something like that. So, I'm happy for Fournier because now he has turned his game around since he's came to New York. In the beginning of the year, no one really was too much of a Fournier fan. I mean, I can't say a fan, but he wasn't doing what he's doing now. Excuse me, and coming off of the Olympics and all that stuff, maybe that took a little bit of the wind out of him and stuff like that. So To see him coming out and still breaking the record, it really it gives me hope for what could happen next year if he's going to be here or if he's not. Um, Great thing that he did, and and he's probably going to get it closer. He's going to probably get at least another 15 before the year's out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Hey, Roberto, that was a good one. I like that you said that. He said R.J. Barrett is going to turn out to be a better player than Jimmy Butler. I'm with you on that. And he got a max. So, so I'm with you on that. That brother got RJ got game, man. But yeah, man. That was awesome for Evan Fournier. He needed that. He deserved that. And he keeps shooting well. Too bad, a little bit too late, man. But like I said, see them. We go back to all that good shooting didn't help us none. We still ain't win.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? See, and that's what I mean. He got 19 million. His contract, what, 19 million in 2023 and 20 and 24. That's 19 million and 20 million a year coming up. You know what I mean? So and I think I don't think he could affect the game nowhere near RJ could do none. Can't do what RJ could do with a basketball. He could shoot it. That's about it. I don't know, man. That's hard. That's hard to swallow when you got cats making 20 million all day. Only thing they can do is shoot. That's scary. So, get RJ that money for playing. That's it. Crazy. 20 million for somebody. Only thing he do is shoot 3 pointers.
Salute to Alton Lee because I understand the same thing on the same side of the token that a record like John Starks has stood for that long. What that kind of talks about what about the team and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, um, this guy Melo got close, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
that really does that really does say something about the team having real good 3-point shooting. Have if for us to have Fournier breaking the record, what has happened in the last 30 years with our 3-point shooting.
Mm-hmm. He said you would have to show up making that kind of money in New York. They would eat him alive. They eat everybody alive, man. They ate Mello alive. They ate Pappy Ewing alive too. That ain't nothing new in
Hmm.
New York. That's
That
they
that
eat
that would be
everybody.
a.
Ain't nothing.
I understand what you're saying about that, Keith. With him getting that money, the target would be on his back. I hear what you're saying about that.
And you know what? He built for it though.
Yeah, I think
Whole
so
different.
too.
That's the whole difference right there.
I think he is.
Built for it.
I think he's like that.
Yeah, he built for it. Cause he even killed. He got an even kill. He don't let nothing get him up. He don't let him get him down. He just go to work and do his job. That man is even killed. That's another reason why he doing what Randall can't do. Randall can't take the pressure. RJ can take the pressure. He went to Duke University, played on the
Facts.
biggest stage in college basketball.
Facts.
And, he was projected. He was playing with one of the main people, some of the two best players we talked about. With what's the name? John Williamson, ACC. He'd already been on the big stage. That's why he can handle it. You know what I mean? Because he been on that stage. He done got coached by Coach Mike Krzyzewski, coach him. You know what I mean? So he know what it is to be around real talented professional people, pros who know how to play. His father was a pro. His whole life has been around professional.
Facts.
That's why you do what you do with him, because he's been a professional person his whole life. His family's professional, the father professional. He went to a professional high power coach, one of the best in the business. He mastered all that stuff. You know what I mean? So see, that's why a lot of people go through what they go through when they get to these big deals and they can't handle the pressure because they wasn't around it. RJ Barrett was born into this stuff. You know what I mean? He ain't his father. His father, mother told him everything about the birds and the bees of the NBA, what to do and what to don't do, how to conduct yourself. Don't let a person get you up. Don't let a person get you down. He gets that education. You know what I mean? And like I say, he got it from one of the best coaches in college basketball. So
Yeah,
a lot of guys don't got it like that, man.
RJ is unquestionable a well-rounded young man, and he would assume the New York Knicks and what he does and could propel what the outlook of the New York Knicks would be about if you put him as the face of the as put him as the face of the franchise, and everything will start falling his way. You'll start seeing him in commercials. He'll probably really get his own real sneaker deal with Puma. I think he has something similar to a deal, but maybe a major deal where you start seeing him on and with some with some commercials and stuff like that, I think he would. I think he would be a juggernaut here in New York, and I believe he's going to get better and better and better. I do believe that for him. So I don't. I believe that I want him to get the $180 million. I want him to get the $180 million, but I don't know if the New York Knicks is going to pay him $181 million yet. I don't know. Me personally, yeah, I think he should get every penny of that stuff. The way he's looking, the way he's progressed over these last couple of years, and he will be our first re-signed since that last point guard that we had 25 years, 30 years ago. What's his name again, Devon? The point guard that we re-signed.
For the Knicks?
Yeah. We talked about him earlier. I always forget his name. Just so long ago, man. First time that we signed to
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward. Yeah. I couldn't remember his name for nothing right now. So I would love to see him to be that type of player to stay here and be someone that we homegrown and bring him here and keep him here for a long, long time.
Yeah, hey, you know what, man? Business is something, because you know what, you start a franchise a certain way. I wouldn't put it in my mind they moved Julius Randle for this reason. They gave Julius Randle the money because they thought he was going to represent the franchise. That's part of it. Now look what's happening to Julius Randle. Look what's happening. Now what's going on with him he's not giving the franchise a good look overall because what he's going through. I'm not saying this that he deserved it, nothing like that. But what I'm saying is because he's going through what he's going through. See, that's part of the reason why you don't know if they might move Julius Randle. Because it also comes back to numbers, man. You know what I mean? Shaw Powell, the real talk. I mean, let's talk real. Business is business, man. Business is business. You know, they product. They product. These players is products. And if you don't got good product on the shelf or it's affecting your bottom line, I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? You're affecting my bottom line. So if they feel like this cat can bring better value to the bottom line, they're willing to sacrifice that. But let's hope that whatever he get, let's hope he be a Knick for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I don't know if you don't give. I don't care what you give. As far as I'm concerned, you want to get it's what he want anyway. I just think the man worth it. But if you want to give him $20 million like Fournier, you don't think he deserves more money than Fournier, then y'all really bugging. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll say it again, man. I want him to get that money. Do I think the Knicks is going to offer him $180 million up front? No, they don't even want to offer Mitchell Robinson $14 million. I hearing around and stuff like that. I think it was $12 million or something like they had offered Mitch. They don't even want to offer him 14. So do I think that they may offer RJ 180? I want him to get the 180. Do I think they're going to offer it to him? I'm not 100% sure.
Yep, I guess the only way I can sum it up is like this here. Look at a lot of people who got deals like that, and you see, and look at the person, what they do in their career, what are they doing, and how they're ascending. Here's another thing we got to keep in mind. Regardless if it was an off year or not off, you can call it what you want to. RJ in his second year helped take the Knicks to the playoffs.
Facts.
In the second year. Help take the Knicks to the playoffs in the second year. Think about it. And the only reason we didn't go this year ain't because of him or Julius Randle, the team, just an overall team thing didn't work out. But in his second year in the league, he was the second leading scorer on a team that was the fourth seed in the Eastern Conference, 31 wins from a double 2 years ago. He was the second leading scorer on that team. You know what I mean? And that, so what you see a winning player. You see RJ is a winning player. Our franchise 2 years ago had 21 wins. With the help of the coach and the people around, they went to 41 wins. They got better as it went on. And I think that's what you see. Like I said, look at De'Aaron Fox and all these guys. They got 158 million. They ain't did nothing. He didn't carry them dudes nowhere, and he had a bunch of talent around him. He had a bunch of talent, and De'Aaron Fox still didn't take the Sacramento Kings nowhere. RJ Barrett with Julius Randle and a bunch of $5 million players last year took this team, helped take this team to 41 wins. Come on. So I'm like, yo, it's interesting. We could be on him all night, but it's just a powerful topic, though. But I think, like I said, some people will give it to him, some people won't. Whatever we give him, man, just make sure he'll nick the rest of his career.
Facts.
I think that's the main thing. Whether he get 180 million or not, if you give him 100 million, I don't care.
Exactly. And offer him a super max in 3 years or something. I don't know. I'm with him getting his money. Do I think the Knicks are going to give him 180 million off the top? I don't think so. They barely want to give Mitchell Randle 14 million. I think the offer was 12.5 that they offered him.
Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, I think they offered him 12. I think Mitch thinks he could get at least 15, 16. The way it's going on out there right now, people are I seen things saying people are Pistons, I think it was 15 million, 16 million. Miami might offer him 16, 17 million. Who knows? I'm just saying that the Knicks don't even want to offer Mitchell Robinson right now, and that's their star center, $15 million. I don't know if they're gonna offer. I think they're gonna give him a good. They're gonna offer him something like 170, maybe. I don't know if they're gonna go 181. I'm not sure.
You give a person $170 million, you would give him $10 more million?
I mean, I'm not talking about me per se.
I don't think they would do that. They would not lose Mitchell for $10 million. You just gave up 160.
Yeah,
about $10 million.
I'm just saying that like Mitchell Robinson, 12 they offered 12 million. Some say that they offered him around $12 million, and Mitch is thinking about getting 15 or better. That's only $3 million. You know.
yeah, but here's the thing: I would pay double. I would pay Audrey double what you give Mitchell Robinson.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
But you know what? Like I said, it's a tough topic. But listen, let's get into the kids last night, man. Obi Toppin, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He was killing it. That's why the Julius Randle thing pops up again. Here we go again.
Bring it.
If you keep Julius Randle, Obi Toppin ain't gonna be able to do what he did last night on the regular because you ain't gonna play him. You know what I mean? So now we get back to it again. All this stuff tied in. Do you keep Julius Randle on the Knicks next year in the detriment of Obi Toppin not being able to do what he do because of the minutes, because of what position he's gonna be playing in, or who we got on the team? What do we do with Obi Toppin?
I'll say this: after seeing the last 2 games without Julius Randle on the court, the team looked like a little energetic. They look like they want to move a little bit more. You see people touching the ball a little bit more and stuff like that. And I think the team looked better without Julius Randle. You know, this is only 2, small size games and stuff like that, but they looked a little better, They looked a little better without having Julius on the court. So, and all the things and all the speculations out there about how Julius and how he reacts and how he's his emotions and how he's been with the thumbs down and the shut the all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There may be some things that the New York Knicks need to think about because as Elton Lee said earlier in the chat, there is a crossroads right now with Randle and RJ, and I'm not saying playing together. I'm just saying there's a cross. Right now are these 2 guys really going to be the 2 guys that we want to go the next 4 years with together? Because with RJ signing the contract, Randle will be here the 4 years with RJ, or 4 to 5 years with RJ as well. So that's 2 players that we will lock up for the next 5 years to be on the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. For me, you gotta do that. I think it's the right thing to do. It's to me, Julius Randle. I just think that 5 years worth of that is just going to be hard to deal with. And Obi Toppin, you can sign him for whatever. He ain't got one of them eligible extension deals like that on that level. I don't think. I'm not sure. But Obi Toppin still locked in for 2023, 2024. $6 million. Next year he got $5 million. Next year he got $6 million. Is he going to be able to maintain while Julius Randle in New York? What are we going to do? We can't basically play him at the 5 as long as Tom Thibodeau here because he's not a defense-minded ball player. So I don't think you're going to be able to keep him at the 5. If you're going to hold on to Fournier, how does that work with him at the 3? It's just that, if he's going to be able to get the minutes he needs off the bench with Randall here, that's going to be the elephant in the room for Toppin. Is that if he's going to be able to get a maturation going and show you all the talent that he got while Julius Randle's still in New York. And to me, you got to take that into consideration, or you're going to have to move that $6 million, $5 million next year. You know what I mean? If he want to go somewhere and be able to prosper and be able to have more time to play on the floor, get more minutes. So it's interesting that with the Obi Toppin dilemma. You know what I mean? Like, look what this man gave us last night, guys. I mean, granted, it's been up and down, but he got time to play. And he went out there and produced, and that's all you can ask for. So, that's why I said you can. To me, you can. I don't think the Knicks will be no worse than this year. And let's hypothetically, you just move Julius Randle for a point guard that we need if we're not going to use the ones we have. And then you feel it. You feel the point guard spot with a talent like Julius Randle. You switch a talent for talent, shot powers. So in other words, you bring in a point guard who could do what Julius Randle could do for his production. And so that means you got a better point guard, and Obi Toppin probably was better than any point guard we was playing this year. To be honest with you, talent wise, you know what I mean. Talent wise, Obi Toppin is probably better than every point guard we was playing this year. So you gain a point guard if you get a power forward who kind of fits the timeline and do the things they can do, and he's still on the contract for $5 or $6 million. I mean, so what does that bowl for the Julius Randle 23, 25, 27 million, 29 million? Or do you think it's worth losing Obi Toppin to keep Julius Randle here through that contract? You gotta unmute yourself.
My bad. I'm gonna say this after the last game, and only because of what happened the last game. The way the ball moved, the way the assists went up, the way everybody got touches on the ball. If we were to put a premier point guard into that system that we played last night with the way the guys was used, the way the guys were in there last night, if we could have Reddish in there, or this other guy that we signed up in the G League that's like a small forward, power forward type of guy, I think this team can run up and down, shoot the ball, mix in a couple of little veterans that we have, and we could be without Randle. After last night's game, seeing the way the team played, I'm more. I didn't say this much, but I'm a little more optimistic of seeing Julius not on the team next year. I think he's going to be on the team this year, but if we could put him in a trade to get him away from the team, to put him to there's a couple of teams out there that we could send him to too, where we could make trades with them, or they could just suck up his salary and move some picks just to get off of his money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a couple of things out there. It is the Pacers. Last night we was talking about him going to, bringing his boy over here, the center Turner over here. Well, we don't necessarily have to bring Turner over here if we keep Mitch. But we surely can move Randle over to the Pacers and pick up one of their point guards over there, like a Brogdon, or is Halliburton there, or Halliburton, because you have to see what's going to happen between those two guys that's going to be over there. With Brogdon and Halliburton, I think they play both almost the same type of position or something like that. So that would be something to look for if we were thinking about moving off from Randle. Another team would be the Mavericks. Send them over there to bring over Brunson if we were really looking to move Brunson. And I think Randle would go over to the Mavericks and have a little fun over there, because they don't have no real point guard. That's his hometown, so he's going to try to go over there and show out every night that he's there. And I think he'd have some help with I always mess this guy's name, Luka. I always mess his name up. Luka. I think he'll have a little fun over there with Luka passing the ball where he needs to get the ball, and vice versa. And there's the last team I think is Portland. I think Portland is only way we can move him to Portland is if Portland does takes him off a contract and we make no move for him. I think if he goes over there and he would probably help out Dame right now because they don't really have much over there. I think he would go over there. Him and Dame could show up out there in Portland and they have a lot of bank. They have a lot of money that they could probably absorb that $25 million, and they really want to hurt them that much.
Yeah, because they got Anthony Simons out there. That's a good
Right,
point too.
right.
Elton Lee. I was want to bring Elton Lee's chat back up. He said,
Elton Lee been killing it tonight, man. He been Professor been killing it tonight.
Yeah. You know what, Elton Lee? I think one of them guys. I think we might can get out of there. I wish we can get out of there. Let me put it that way. If you get Devontae Murray over here. With Randall and RJ, that's one of them $20 million that I think that'll help us. That other piece, I don't know if that. I think is that going to be in the contents of keeping Fournier and moving Mitch, or do you think, Lee? Do you think that let's say who's them two guys that you think unless we move Fournier to the bench, but we would have to re-announce $40-50 million. I mean, Noel, Kemba Walker, Alec Brooks. That's what 30 million.
Mm-hmm.
30 million for them two. I think you probably get $6 million back from Joakim Noah this year. That's not a salary cap hit. Then you got a couple of million from $1 million from the Cam Reddish deal, $1 million from that deal that you did with
right. That's $8 million.
In the Rondo deal.
Yeah, that's that million from the Lakers and the million from that plus that $6 million is $8 million with that Noel contract. And Burks is 10 million, Kemba is 9 million, Evan is 19, Noel is 10, Rose is 14, and Taj is 6.
Oh yeah, you did say that they don't like that. But then you look at the expiring contracts in New York. They got Cam Reddish got a $6 million deal. Obi Toppin, I don't know why it looked like it's aspiring. He got a team option, but he can't be. It can be aspiring. And then you got RJ due for extension. His aspiring because he's not on the book for 2024. So next year you only have RJ, Toppin. Well, you could move the other guys. I'm sorry, but let me rephrase that. You got Nerlens Noel, $9 million. Kemba Walker's $9 million. That's $18 million. You got Alice Burks is $10 million. That's $28 million. Todd Gibson $5 million.
That's $6 million.
Yeah, that's 5.55.
Yeah, some change.
So you got
Rose 14.
Rose is not an expiring. His expiring contract in 2023-24. They signed him longer than them other guys.
Oh, so isn't he have 1-1? He got next year and the option for the year after.
A team option. Yeah, he got a team option. So yeah, it is expiring. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, it is. He did got. So yeah, you can get rid of Rose. I mean Rose. So you got money to make up if you want to do it that way. You got almost roughly
78 million.
I don't know if it's 70. Let me see.
It's about 78. The 8 million.
Rose 14 and a half. Alex Burke, that's 24. 34, 44. RJ 54. Obi Toppin's 54, 59. Let's say 60 when you add all the you close there. You got about 72. So they can but it's gonna be interesting, man. It really is because we got to see what these cats gonna do with this thing and how the Knicks gonna move this team forward. And I think these guys is gonna first lock up RJ. I don't know what they're gonna do. What they're gonna offer Cam. Cam might get more on the other market. Like I said, I don't
know. I don't know if Cam. I'm looking at Cam. I would like to see what Cam and RJ could do for the next year. I'm not sure how his contract is. Actually, I don't know if we have to sign him this year or if he could go into he'll be a restricted. He won't be an unrestricted. I think he'll be restricted where he can have a chance to move on to where he wants to move on to. So I mean, I think Reddish is only on $6 million contract till next year, and then he could either we could try to sign him in the mix of the year or let him go at the end of next year. I mean, but something to look at. He might be if he wants a max 180 something million, he is definitely not getting that from the Knicks. I don't think 100. I think he's more than RJ. I think he's 184 something like that. I don't think the Knicks are offering him anywhere near a max contract.
They're not going to be able to. That's like I said. They had Cam Reddish in a trade going out of here at the trading deadline. That's why I said everybody they don't get too comfortable with that because I just don't know if the Knicks know they got to pay him. They know they got to pay him. You know what I mean? And they I think the move was the right thing to do because they do got him for another year. So
Right.
they
Right.
do got him for another year. I think it was the right move to make because Kevin Knox was up this year.
Right.
And he got another year, so it was a good move. They gave him a low draft pick, which might not amount to nothing. But if and Lee said a chatter for Dame, I look at it this way. Anything is possible. We could say Dame Lillard don't want to leave Portland. No, you want to. Sometimes it don't work out that way. You know what I mean? And the man might get to a point where what? Yeah, I could retire my whole career, but he might say I want a ring. He might just say he might feel that way. You never know about Dame Lillard. He might get to a point where, yeah, you know what, they understand.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he never thought LeBron would leave Cleveland, but he got up out of there. So who
Yeah.
knows, man? We got a lot of stuff to deal with next year, man. That's why the front office is going to be really, really. They're gonna earn their money's worth next year. Put it like that. Shop out the front office going to earn their money's worth because I think a lot of young
Oh
guys
yeah.
got to come back. I definitely think we know Quentin Grimes quickly. See, that's another thing. Let's say the Knicks go out there and do some trading. Who knows if Quickly going to be here? Who knows if Grimes going to be here?
Facts.
Who knows if Duke's
Facts.
going to be here?
Facts.
None of these cats is guaranteed to stay at Knicks.
Facts. All of those young guys that we talk about this year and all
I
that
love them
stuff.
all too.
The Deuces, the Sims, the Obi, IQ, Grimes. Yeah, we talking about them wanting to be here. It would be a good look for them to have here. But those might be pieces for a trade
That's right.
piece too. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I'm just only saying this hypothetically, but you want Grimes here or you want DeAndre Murray? Because Grimes might be a part of getting Murray's deal. Do you want Grimes here or do you want Murray? Or it's some other picks out there like that. But just we got to give to get. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna get you ain't gonna get a DeAndre Murray to trade Kemba, Evan, and Noel. You and that ain't happening. That's not going to happen. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you get anybody with anything that you talk about a premier point guard or a player here. You have to give up something to get something, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a couple of things. I mean, like I said, man. If we could move on from Randall, that could help out a whole lot. Because we could make a trade with one of those teams. You know, um, it's a whole lot of things that's getting ready to come up, man. That can actually happen. So many scenarios that's out there that are forcible. But for us as the fans that we talk about it, the Knicks probably way farther. The war room that they have is probably way further. The thoughts are they probably already went through these thoughts that we talk about, and they couldn't get a deal done, so they're looking for different deals. So
Yeah.
who knows what can come up in this next couple of years? But I believe they're going to get something real big. I I I I like Dame. I would I think if you brung Dame here in New York, I think to have him here, the Garden would be on fire. Dame here blowing up the Garden, crunch time, shooting a logo 3-pointer to win the game. Ah, man, that would be awesome to see, man. But I don't know. I think Dame's just a little bit too old for what we want to do right now, man. I think we
Real
could get
talk.
right. I think we could get the same money that we offer Dame. We could get almost two players. We could get a star, not an all star, but a star player and a backup player for that money for Dame.
Yeah, man. For me, is this here. I think Donovan Mitchell was the one that fits the timeline for me. I mean, I'm hoping that Donovan Mitchell wants out of Utah. In some way, we could pull that thing off. Um, but you know what? After what I seen last night, I'm happy with what I seen last night, bro. I like RJ and the young boys. They looked good last night. They were balling. That's the Nick basketball that I want to see. right there. I'm happy with what I seen last night. You know, you just bring in a couple of pieces to add to that. And I know what granted was only Charlotte. They defense is suspect. We get it, but just the type of basketball they was playing, the chemistry that was going on. Kamari Evans Fournier has 7 assists. I'm gonna tell you, man, that ball wasn't stuck last night. It kept moving, kept pace up. Cats knocking down 3 because it wasn't stagnant. It was all around this team basketball, man, and that's to me, you know, this kid back-to-back 30-point game for RJ. And could have won the one in Atlanta the other night. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like Donovan Mitchell said, he see this man playmaking getting better every year. RJ Barrett could be our point guard if you need him to be. That's how skillful he is. The much as he get down the hole, you know what I mean? And when he got the ball in his hand, you know, at least that man get downhill. He gets downhill like no other. And I don't even think Randall can get downhill better than RJ. Randall can get down there, but he can't get down there better than RJ. RJ gets to the bucket like no other, bro. You know what I mean? And that's a good part. That only guy I seen do that a lot in his young career like that was LeBron James, who just can get down the hole at will. At will. He just get down there. So you know what? It's gonna be interesting, man, what's going on next year for the Knicks. We got draft picks, we got good capital. You know, and I just think and that's where it's gotta be for me, man. RJ Barrett to be an all-star next year. Y'all book that. RJ be an all-star next year.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's cool. I like I said, I agree with y'all saying y'all, you know, wait another year. I mean, if we be around, I mean, whatever it is, you're gonna pay him what you're gonna pay him. You know what I mean? But he'll be here. I'm not worried about it. If it's I don't care if it's 130 million, whatever. As long as RJ Barrett standing there, I don't care if you give whatever the fan base want. I'm cool with it. I just think he's worth that. You know, whether you give it to him or not, like I said, is what he means to the city of New York. You know what he could do for the city. RJ Barrett, if RJ Barrett bring a ring to New York, now you're talking about help bring a ring to New York. I'm not saying bring it by itself, but even if you give RJ that, don't mean you need another max player next to him. I'm not saying that he's going to be the, you know, teams have 2 max players or max players. That's how you got to get 2 good guys in here. You know, if you get RJ in here, this hypothetically, you get RJ and Donovan Mitchell. You know, them your backs players, them your 2 top players. And they just got to bring it every night. They got to carry the franchise to put them on their back. And I think as he's 21 years old. By the time RJ Barrett get 24 years old, he's gonna be terrible. He's gonna be a problem because he's gonna be able to learn so much about the NBA and got much better. He is ascending. By the time RJ hit 23, 24 years old, RJ 3 years from now, man, come on. And he don't get injured. He always on the court. Don't miss games. You ain't gonna pay him 35 million. He missing 60 games. He always on the court. So, hey, listen, I'm a businessman, guys. Hey, divine property for you. That's what I do. Divine property for you. I'm willing. It's all about money to me. That's what I do. You know what I mean? Check my resume. Divine property for you, for real. And money is the product got to be good. You got to have a good product, man. People ain't gonna pay for nothing sloppy. RJ Barrett ain't sloppy, brother. Word bone. He good product. If RJ was one of my properties shop house, he'd probably be my condo over Myrtle Beach. Penthouse one, the expensive one. That's what RJ Barrett. If he was one of my property, he'd be that. You know what I mean? Because he's that. People gonna want to pay to come in there and go see him. RJ puts the fans in the seats, bro.
Yeah. Professor, you are ripping the chat up tonight, man. You cannot. I can't stay off of watching the chat from
killing it.
Man, you are right about that, man. If we could lose Randall right now, man, and I also mentioned we got 3 point guards out there that we're probably looking at. It's where my paperwork at? It's 3. There's Saxon, there's Brunson, and there is someone else that I just missed. Where did I put it?
Sexton, Brunson, out on the free. That's eligible to be a free agent.
Yeah. Saxon, and Brunson. There was someone else that I mentioned the other night.
Rubio got aspiring.
Rubio got
aspiring. Who else that's on the creme de la creme that's worth getting anyway? I'm quite sure there's guys out there, but
Yeah, it was
them the
three, but
names
I
that
know
get to
I know
mind.
definitely Sexton, and I know it definitely Brunson that I mentioned the other day, and I think it might have been Brogdon as well. So I think Brogdon name was in there too. But out of those players, Brunson, or Saxon, I'm right along with you, Alton Lee. I would probably think to push to go get Sexton and get rid of Randall. I really do think that, and after that last game, seeing that that is starting to keep coming in my head as I think
Mhm.
about it because Sexton is one of the guys that will drive to the hole. He's in that time frame with them 23, 24 years old. He could be a defensive stopper at times. He's not scared, and I think he come to New York, he would bring it every night. So
Mhm.
I'm 100% with you on that one, out to Lee. I think if we can maybe try to see if we can move on from
But
Randall and somehow get Sexton in here, I would be happy with that.
you gonna you gonna give Sexton his max or close to it?
Isn't he like 20? What is he? 100 million? He's not.
He,
He's not 200
he,
million.
not 200, but I think he's max. He was a high draft pick, so I think he's max. I think his max should be around where RJ is, no matter if I'm not mistaken.
He's another 180.
Yeah,
Ugh.
so at least
Ugh.
150. That's what I'm saying.
Ugh.
Hey man,
Sheesh.
listen. In the NBA, you're gonna have to pay for talent.
Right. There's
RJ
no
Barrett,
question because you
yeah,
even have to talk
pay
about
for
that
that.
about Brunson too.
Yeah.
Brunson's coming for a contract too.
Hey, check it out. In 2 years from now, what you gonna pay Devontae Murray? What do you think he gonna ask for?
Right. No question.
Devontae Murray gonna ask for this max. He done improved himself. He got 2 more years left on his deal, if I'm not mistaken. Um, he got 2 years left on his deal, and after that, right, like Keith Turner said, he wants a max. If you willing to, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I understand. Why would we give? If you give Sexton a max, you better give RJ Barrett a max. Come
Right.
on,
You're right about that
come
because
on.
I ain't giving Sexton
Yeah,
200
that's
million.
what I'm saying, bro.
I'm not even giving. I don't even
You
know if
give
I'm giving Sexton
Carlos Sexton a
150.
max contract and don't give RJ Barrett a contract. Sexton ain't took them boys nowhere.
I
RJ
don't.
Barrett took the Knicks to the playoff with Julius Randle in the second year when he was 20 years old and can ball, and he ascended. And Colin Sexton is probably where he at. He's a good ball player, but coming off a knee surgery, point
Right.
guard,
Right.
nah. See, nah. Them the things that validate his contract to me. I like Colin Sexton. I think the man is a dog, but do you pay him a max? He a dog. He can get down. That brother can get buckets. I like he improved his game like RJ Powers. Every year he got better. Colin Sexton. Every year,
Facts.
but it's just that injury.
I like Sexton when we was talking about him
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years back when we was talking about getting him. I thought he would be a threat. I thought he could always drive to the hole. He's a finisher and he's a big time player. I remember he was playing Brooklyn and he went
He nice,
haystack
bro. He
yeah
nice.
he went haystack Calhoun on them. So I remember that. I remember watching him a couple of times, seeing him playing ball and stuff. I even remember him playing us one or two times, and he got a little grimy with us. So if he's up for a max next year, 180 million or 200, I
Yeah,
don't
not
know.
200. His is rookie. I think it's about right around my R days, about 150, 160, something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. That mean 5 years. That's like 30. That's like 30 million, 35. Yeah,
You
30
know,
million.
but and that's the thing. Like he good. He the young man. Lee, you're right, man. He dropped like 45 on Kyrie one night. I mean,
Yeah, he killed
hey,
them in
he the
Brooklyn.
real deal. He the
Yeah,
real deal. Colin Sexton is the real deal. Bulldog got the attitude for New York. Can play
yes.
in New York. Got the grit for New York.
Got a
Got
little
the skill
defense
set.
with him.
You just got to wonder if he's gonna come back from the injury like he was. I guess that played the part of it all to me. You know what I mean? And you're right, Keith Turner. Brunson won something like 190 to 100 million. So it's only a couple of them cats out there. But I tell you what, from this standpoint,
100 million not so bad. If you pushing that over 5 years, $20 million. I mean, that's like a 4 year contract. That's not so bad.
yeah. Yep. I think good point, Ellie and Queen. See, that's the whole thing. What we bring in and how do we do it? Do we bring? Obviously, we're going to bring a point guard. Now that other one we bring in is something that we go on the starting lineup with and move Fournier to the bench so that and I don't have a problem with that neither. If you could bring in a point guard like them guys and get another player to fill in that spot with Evan Fournier and move Evan Fournier to the bench, but bring in another $25 million or between, like they said, that can really make a difference rebounding wise, shooting wise. 3 and D. I mean, really can get it on both sides of the ball. And now, if you could bring in somebody like Queen and Elton said for that 445, 50 man, 2 players that can really make a staple in that starting lineup and put Evan Fournier for firepower on the bench. Okay, now you're saying something. You know what I mean? And but then we don't know what's going to happen with, like I said, the Cam Reddishes of the world. These guys who got these last year, we know that we could do it because we got enough cap space to free up to do it if we can get them moved. They're aspiring deals, not hard to move aspiring contracts. And I think the contract that the Knicks have on the books, they easy to move. Like Alec Brooks, that's an easy contract to move.
I think so.
That's very easy. They might not move him if you know.
I don't think so.
Might not move him. You know what I mean? That to me is easy to move. Noel contract.
That's hard.
29 minutes, easy to move.
It's easy, but that's because of the year he had this year. It might be a little harder.
Yeah, I know a team won't care.
Yeah,
they just want the money. They don't care. They don't care. The man don't play a game for him. Still on the bench of rock. All that at the end of that year, we don't got no more money on the books. He ain't got to play for him. He ain't played for us. He got $10 million.
You right about that.
Hey, shout out.
You right about that.
Stole that contract.
I'm mad about that. That wasn't even my money.
But see, what makes his contract easy to move? Let's say you could move Noel to get off of that other team a 2 or 3 year deal. So you throw Noel in that day, be glad to take it expired instead of you paying the other guy for 2 or 3 more years. They eat your year to save you a couple of years. So I think Noel contract is easy to move. I think Kemba Walker's 1 year easy to move because they know at the end of the year they free. Now you might have to trade him for a guy who might got years on the books, or you get draft picks, but it can be moved. I think any aspiring contract then it can be moved. To be honest with you, because the key word is aspiring. They don't got the money on the books next year, and it's a business. They free up that money to go get who they really want. And I think a lot of the contenders to take Leonard Noel. I think a lot of contenders to take him. You know what I mean? Because that dude can anchor some defense.
Be a backup.
Yeah. They assigned Noel. I think they assigned all them dudes. You know what I mean? Because I think they're good. I think because it was an aspiring deal, Alex Burke's contract is easy and Noel's contract is easy. Obi's is easy. All of them easy. Cam Reddish's is easy. You know what I mean? Because they're aspiring deals. But I don't know. The Evan Fournier thing to me is interesting. What's going to happen with Cam Reddish if everything we talking about stays the same? If we bring in 2 dudes, you're going to lose a lot of these players. That's why I said I think the Knicks were going to move him anyway at the trading deadline. They had him in a deal with Burks, so that just goes to show you if the Knicks were going to move them to, they tied to him. You know what I mean? Because we was about to get my man from Gordon Dragic in the first round pick, and Alex Burks and Cam Reddish was going to the Lakers, and the Lakers were getting Horton Tucker, and somebody else in that deal. So so them guys might not be around no way. To be honest with you, but we'll see, man. The Knicks got a lot of scenarios they got to deal with next year. I mean, this year in the summertime. I do think the Julius Randle elephant in the room is going to be interesting. I get it because it's not about moving Julius Randle because he's not a talent, and but I also think that he put himself in a tough situation what he went through this year. I think we can't overlook that. I just don't think we can overlook that. And with the emergence of Audrey Barrett, they might go get somebody to fill in that spot, man. He said worst case scenario. Yeah, right. I think Kim will going back to Charlotte for a couple of picks next year, a first round pick next year. I think Kemba Walker will end up in Charlotte.
I think so too.
I'm almost positive of 99% he's going to end back up in Charlotte next year.
I believe so too.
Yep. On that $9 million deal, they're going to send Knicks whatever, trade him to Charlotte, let him play for his home, the team that he played with, coming in the league for so many years, and maybe that might be his go out party. That he might build something with that franchise. He might go into the front office or whatever the case may be, not in the front office, but some type of staying within the loop with Michael Jordan. So you got to see if Kemba Walker. I think he go to Charlotte next year for sure.
I think that's a plan for him.
Yeah, and then, I'm gonna tell you another place you can't sleep on Julius Randle going to Charlotte. I'm gonna tell you why. Mitch Kupchak.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and think about it. Mitch, they was about to send Julius Randle to Charlotte for Malik Monk and Terry Rozier a couple of years ago. I don't know who they asked to deal, but it was about to happen. But Mitch Kupchak drafted Julius Randle in LA. He know Julius Randle game. He drafted him. And you put Julius Randle down in Charlotte with LaMelo Ball and that talent they got down there, he better than they four down there. So it ain't like this stuff can't happen, man. Michael Jordan ain't worried about that. Michael Jordan know what Julius Randle could do with a basketball, and Mitch Kupchak know what Julius Randle could do with a basketball. So it's a lot of scenarios out there you just never know. You never know. And much as I love Julius Randle, like I said, that man put his friend out on his back last year. Shop Howell, he put us on his back. Him and Audrey Barrett and Derrick Rose took us to this thing. But I do think the emergence of that contract is scary. I'm concerned about 5 years. Every time if he goes through something, if the fan base gonna be wilding. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna be wild. He lost Mike Woodson. He lost Kenny Payne. You know what I mean? Randall Mike don't got no respect for a lot of people there other than Tom Thibodeau. You know what I mean? So he lost two guys that were really important to him, man. And now when he lost Kenny Payne, man, it was like, whoa. So you got to see how it goes, man. I think we don't know what it's going to be like with the Knicks next year, but I am happy with what I seen last night, though.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that, man. That's we need to go ahead and handle that. What I seen last night, let the rest of the season play out. The last 9 games, that all on young boys just play, man. And like I said, we still mathematically not eliminated, but we lose tomorrow against Miami, you might as well call it a wrap. But I like what I seen last night. I really did, man. I like the grind. I like my man that swing McBride. I try to tell people.
What do you think about Randall? What do you think about Randall? You think he comes back for the next 9 games? What do you think? Do you want him to come back?
They said him and Mitchell Robinson. This question it might be questionable for the game Friday tomorrow. It might be back. I wouldn't bring him back. I would sit all of them just let the young guys play it out, man. What the hell? What you got to lose? I just think that is to me, it lets you know. So you know what you got out of Alec Brooks already. You know what you're getting out of Ever Fournier. You want to go in the next year knowing that let me get to evaluate these young guys these last 10 games of the season. So when it's time to make these decisions, did they do something that I didn't see that might change my decision about moving them, or they didn't wind up being who I thought they were, so we can move them. So to me, you get a young guy so you can figure out whether you're going to keep them or whether you're going to let them go. And then I think especially knowing that we're not going to be up in here, and I think it's fun, man. What I seen last night, I think the season would be, to me, South Powers. If they play the young guys the rest of the way, I won't even call the season a waste.
No, I wouldn't
call it a waste.
And surprisingly enough, Divine, I out of the next 9 games, I believe with the young guys, if we don't put Mitch. We might need Mitch.
Yeah,
we might need Mitch, but if we don't play Randall, I think we could win 6 to 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could win 6 to 8 games. I think we can make it interesting towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
To see if Atlanta can drop 5 games. They got about 9 or 10 games left. If they drop 5 or 6 games, we are in the hunt. I think with the young team, if the way they playing, I think if I had a choice, or if there was a choice to be made, if we bring back Randall or we bring back if we bring back Randall, or if we bring back Mitch, I would go more of a Mitch. I would go more for Mitch and leaving Randall out, because the team seems to move a little better. And I bet my bottom dollar that if we had Mitch last night, Mitch would have probably, I'm assuming, but I think he would have had a nice double last night again.
Easy.
Yeah, I think he would have. I think where we suffer, and we didn't really suffer, because thank goodness for veteran Taj coming out there doing what he did. I mean, the center position last night scored almost 30 points. Wayne, I think 10 and 12, 22 points. 22 I think
points,
Mid
10 to 12. Yep.
yeah, 10 to 12, right? So that's 22 points. I mean, that's dang good for a center, for two centers to come in there and get 22 points in that center position. So I think, I think if I had a choice of bringing one of the guys back, I would probably bring back Mitch and um leave Randall and pray that Mitch don't fall on the floor and twist his ankle and break something.
Yeah, he just hurt his back. I seen the play when he hurt his back. I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that. Yeah, man. You know what? Like I said, I would play the young guys, man, just for you can see what you have. You know what I mean? And make you could evaluate them better when the exit meeting comes. When it's time for the exit meeting in a couple of weeks, you know who coming back. You say, listen, you're gonna let them know where they stand with the New York Knicks at the exit meeting. So what a better way to evaluate these guys to see who's gonna bring back and who you're gonna keep, and let them play. And like for the Julius Randle thing, he ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. It's not like he we going somewhere. Why risk him? You know what I mean? Why risk him? You know what I mean? It just let these guys get some burn, man, for they can be evaluated pretty well, and you'll know what we got with them. Because I do think tomorrow. So here's the thing: tomorrow you will not see the game yet that you seen yesterday against Miami Heat. Let me let y'all know that right now. So great as our guy to play yesterday, they will not play like that against the Miami Heat. So Obi might have had 18 last night. That don't mean Obi going to get an 18 tomorrow. That team is number one, number two and they stack defensively. So I think the outcome can be the same, but I won't be that. I think the young guys, the energy and the way they play is going to be interesting, man. But I'm on LE. That's the scenario right there. I just think that, man. I think talent for talent. I just think you can get another person that can match Julius Randle's talent that might could be a point guard, which we badly need. The same talent Julius Randle got, but put him at the point guard spot. I'm willing to lose Julius Randle if you put that point guard in New York City right there, because that's what, and then you get a power forward that can shoot the ball or rebound. It might not do it as great as Julius Randle, but you covered that already because
you would if we get rid of Randall, we might have a chance to see what Obi could do, and then we also have for another year Reddish to see if he can maybe play a little 4-3-4, something like that too. So I wouldn't be so opposed to, because the way Altali said, that's how I feel. I think they should give Mitch 15 million. I think they should just straight up and go to Mitch and be like, look, we give you $15 million. We give you an extra $1 million if you make a all-star team. We give you an extra $1 million if you got player of the year. We give you an extra $1 million if you get the number top 3 and block shots. We give you an extra $1 million. You could get Mitch contract for $15 million. If he put the work in, he could get almost $20 million at the end of the year. So that's the way I would try to swing the thing to Mitch, or even hit him with 13 or something like that, and give him these incentives, because I think we might need Mitch. I think Mitch, RJ, and a premier point guard could really move the ticket over, and we still have young players to intertwine with these guys, man.
And like I said, Clint Capella got 23 million, and Mitch played the hell out of Clint Capella the other night.
Right.
He got 20 something million. He got 20 something million. Well, he already had his big contract. He had $18 million. Then last year, the Atlanta Hawks extended Clint Capella 40 million for 2 years, 40 something million for 2 years, 20 something million a year, 21 something like that. Damn, you can't get Mitch $15 million? Come on, man. And all he do is what Mitch is doing. You know what I mean? His game ain't no different than Mitch's. He ain't got a jump shot. He got
a little post move, but the one thing that he has that Mitch don't have is a point guard.
And that's the reason is maybe Mitch might got more game than we think if we had the guy who can really get it to him.
If we had a point guard, I say that. I say it and I say it again. Mitch hasn't had a point guard since he's been here. He's been here 4 years. He hasn't had a true point guard that can penetrate and passing the ball to get Mitch 4 or 5 alley-oops a night. And the one thing that Mitch needs to do in the offseason, even if he doesn't stay with us, is learn how to shoot a free throw. You know what I mean? If Mitch could learn how to shoot a free throw, he'll be 15 points a night, 10 rebounds a night, easy.
Yep. In the last couple of games, we shooting a little better.
A little bit. He take that 3 dribbles instead of that 4 dribbles.
Yep. Hey man, you know what? Nick's in a good situation, man. It's like I said, if either you get two players like Queen said and like Elton Lee said, you bring two players in around 45, 50 million to put with Randall and RJ, or you just move on for one. You got to move on them contracts. I just think that I think Randall can go to a contender. I could even imagine Randall on the Lakers with LeBron James and AD and guys like that. That team would be nasty. You know what I mean, Shaw Powell? You put Julius Randle on the Lakers, knowing that he ain't got to be the main feature. He got two superstar top 6, 7 players in the league in front of him. All he got to do is just beat Julius Randle. I mean, so, you know, in things like that, that's what Julius Randle needs. See, we bring a player in New York, they got to be above Julius Randle. You can't just bring the same player because you got to make sure that he gonna have to realize that it's not about me anymore. You know what I mean? It's about I'm not the franchise dude. You got to me if Julius Randle stay in New York, you got to get a dude on another level. You know, like I said, I don't think that's. I don't know because I don't know if we built that strong like Miami can do it. Miami got Kyle Lowry $30 million for the Kyle Lowry. $30 million. Y'all won't give RJ a max. Kyle Lowry. Y'all killing me. I'm gonna keep going back to the shit that y'all killing me. Kyle Lowry got $30 million. Y'all won't get RJ 35? Man, y'all, wow. Come on now. So, but what I'm saying, I guess what I'm really trying to say is like, you know, that team, the Miami team, they Jimmy Butler got a max deal to kind of 5 year with 157 million. Bam Adebayo got his money. You know, Kyle Lowry got his money. They got some guys who like, but see what they got down here that we don't got. They got Udonis Haslem on the sideline who could make sure these guys they got a championship pedigree. That organization, the Miami Heat organization, much as I can't stand it because you know going back to the '90s, Knicks and everything.
Of course.
But Pat Riley and Erickson them run a class organization. Them cats come to play hard every night. They professionals and they bring the right talent down there. And that's why if now we had somebody on their level you could bring in here for 25, 20 million to go with Julius Randle or Audrey Barrett, it's different. But with the way they did it was they got Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, but they got players around there on that 25, 20, Duncan Robinson, but they can get down together. I don't know who you bring into New York is going to get us to the level like that for 20, 25 million. And then depending on who coaching the team, Tibbs going to still be here or whatever. I don't know. So it's interesting. We laughed at Mike Conley and look, right. And there you go. Look, L. Lee said it right. We laughed at Mike Conley and he looked at Utah, $30-something million. $30 million. Mike Conley. Before that contract, he had $154 million. And he not putting up RJ numbers. Kill that noise. So it's like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, this money they throwing out, that money ain't, man, put that salary cap going up, man. And these cats ain't no RJ Barrett. I ain't seen none of them cats do what RJ doing this year since February. And it's only going to get better. And Mike Conley about 30-something years old. RJ Barrett, 21. These other cats, 30-something years old, get $30 million. Get that man his money, let him make New Yorkers proud. Because all these other scrubs getting in. I ain't call them scrubs, but they ain't really. I don't know, Shaw Powers. I don't know what y'all on that one, man. When you start looking at these numbers, my man, De'Aaron Fox, talent, but he ain't did nothing. He ain't winning.
Max.
Come on, man.
You ever look at who did you say Haslam? You see what happened to Haslam, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Well, yeah.
He got that big contract and where he at now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Hawaii side.
The white side of it, that's what I said.
Right. Hassan Whiteside.
Hassan Whiteside, that's what I mean. Thank you. I be forgetting names. It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely, Keith. That team right there, man. That's a scary team in the East. And I know Brooklyn them got Kyrie back and all that stuff, and they're gonna be Miami. The Nets gonna be a tough out, but Miami got a solid defensive team down there, man. And they got Oladipo back with a little bit he can give you. Tyler Hero playing great ball. They got these under Deadman. They got these guys that you just don't think about, and they're gonna be a tough out. They're gonna be a tough out in the playoffs. But that's what I mean, though. You know, see teams like that, you could put them $4 $20 million players, man. I just think that we need that one player on top of Julius Randle. Like, it's somebody, if you're going to keep him, we need a player that's on another level than him. That's what I think. I wish I would be a point guard too. Just give me a point guard who Julius Randle is going to straight out respect and know that I run this shit. I'm that dude here, or something of that nature, or get some dogs who he gonna respect, man. And then maybe I don't have no problem keeping Julius Randle. But if you look the way that team played last night, and the way the ball flowed, the way the ball moved,
you
the
didn't
way the
even
whole
miss.
team looked it. You
Mm.
see the leadership of RJ, man. At the end of that game, I was very impressed with that brother, man. He's a really impressive dude to me. So I think that game last night showed me what the Knicks ball can be. And granted, like I said, it was against a suspect defense, and granted, it ain't gonna look like that Friday night. But you cannot say you didn't like the way that game looked last night. All them young boys were playing hard last night, and I think that you plug in a couple of pieces that fit their timeline. You just never know what you got going on, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you, El Lee. I think that might be the case with Ben Simmons. Boy, if they get Ben Simmons back, that's a wrap. I think Nets might be in the finals.
Yeah, and the mayor over here trying to put away with
Kyrie
the
back
vaccine.
Sunday.
Yeah, with the vaccine and all the stuff.
Yeah,
So by then, it's a wrap.
yeah, man. They scary now with Kyrie and KD. And think about this here, they missed Joe Harris all year.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I think that if the Nets get Ben Simmons back, that East gonna be a nice battle. I think them, Milwaukee and Miami and Philly, obviously, Philly, Miami, Milwaukee, and the Nets gonna be something to watch. If that's what's gonna wind up being. I just think that and that's what I mean. Think about all four of them teams. What they got, Sal Powers.
I mean, I don't even take away from Boston either, man.
They're gonna be a tough out, but
They're gonna be a tough out too. We were just tied up with Boston, 20 games ago, and they in what fifth position now, fifth or sixth.
yeah, they playing good ball, but
They playing real good ball, man. So
yeah, but I think it's I don't think they got enough to mess with. You got Jaylen Brown and Tatum, good young up and coming talent, but them cats got Joel Embiid and James Harden.
mm-hmm.
They got KD and Kyrie. They got Giannis and oh my God, man, them cats are loaded. And it is good. And Miami got Jimmy Butler and them. That's going to be the interest to me is Miami and Boston. Have them two hook up. That's going to be a fun game right there, bro. That's going to be a defensive-minded, straight dog game. I would love to see if that would have wound up being them two get together. I think they match up well. But I think them cats like the top tier players like Giannis is one of the best in the game. KD one of the best in the game. Embiid one of the best in the game. Them top 14 got one of the best in the game at it. Just in the top 15, basically. And that been our problem right here. The Knicks don't have no superstar. If we ever want to go to where we got to get a creme de la creme dude, bro. So we got to get one of the creme de la creme dudes up here because if you look at who won these championships the last so many years, all everybody won was somebody who was on it was a creme de la creme on one of them teams, top of the food chain in the NBA. And that's the way it go. You know what I mean? You can go back to the last 10 years, 20, I don't care. The creme de la creme wins it all. And I just think that these cats in the East is loaded. And I like Chicago with Zach LaVine and DeMar Rose and them guys. But they ain't no Joel Embiid and the Sixers and all them dudes. They got a good offense there, but
they missing Rose. I mean, they missing Ball though.
Yeah, I don't.
They've been on a slip since they lost Ball.
Mm-hmm.
They've
been injured too, and I think also in here's another thing. When you get in the playoffs, all these teams don't talk about got dogs too, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what's going to be interesting. Who them teams that got them dogs in them that don't they know how to handle the pressure. They've been there already, and that's why I wouldn't put Boston out of it because Jason Tatum and Brown have almost been there. If Kyrie set out there, they would have been there. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be some fun, man. It is gonna be some real fun games out there, man. Real talk. It's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah, but I think we just need to we got to get somebody better than Randall in New York. If he's gonna stay here, somebody above him. I don't think it's gonna work with just some bringing average dudes in here. Cause I don't know how many average dudes. I'm not average dudes, but dudes on their tier. I don't know how many out there that we can get that's gonna push us over the needle. Much as I like Fournier defense, this ain't worth $20 million to me. You know what I mean? I just don't think shooting a 3-point only is worth 20. Yeah, it's like Fournier had 12 points last night. You know what I mean? And even nights he had 17, the other guy got 25. You know, so it's a tough place to be in when you got like that. And I just don't think you paid 19, 20 million because somebody can shoot a basketball. I just think that's only one aspect of the stat line. You know, can he defend? Can he rebound? Can he pass the ball? Can he do all these other things, man? You know, and
all around player,
right? All around player, and that's why I like about going back to RJ and Randall. Randall's a triple threat. You know what I mean? He could score, he could rebound, he could pass. He worth his money. Randall's worth his money because he could do all these things with the basketball. Opposed to one person who only could do one thing and he get the same money. Like, and I that's the only reason I would think you move Fournier. If you can move Fournier contract. I know everybody loves the 3-point shooting, but damn, that man be getting burnt in the game though. Shot power. So if you can relieve his contract, let that be RJ's contract. Add that to RJ's contract. You're gonna have to you got to move one of them dudes, man. Because if you're gonna extend RJ even for $30 million, somebody got to go.
Right.
Now, I think it's either Randall or Fournier. So you move Fournier $20 million with another with a Nerlens Noel. I think RJ give you more production than the two put together this year, Dan, than me. So yeah, but you're gonna have to move them though. I think we're gonna have to move them, some of them guys to make this thing work. Shot power. You got Derrick Rose and them. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting because if Ted's come back, you think Rose coming back?
Yep, I think Todd's coming back.
I don't have no problem with Todd 5 man. I hope we bring Todd back.
I do want Todd to come back. If not as a coach, as that 15th man on our roster.
Yep.
You know what I mean, as that 15th man. Yeah, that 15th man on our roster to keep and as Alton Lee said, man, I hope that we could come to some conclusion with Mitchell Robinson, because I believe he's one of the dominating centers. He is top 3. I think it's 1 or 2 or 3. I'm not exactly sure. In offensive rebounds, he has been playing his heart out. He gets these, these little nicks and pings with these light injuries this year. Luckily, he's been here pretty much the whole season. I mean, he's been here. He's been dominating. Aside from him coming back in the beginning of the year a little overweight, now that he's getting his win, he lost all that weight. He has been playing pretty good, very well some games, and outstanding in a couple of games. So I hope that we could do something and possibly keep Mitchell Robinson. And to Jarvis, I don't know if Obi is going to be trade bait, but if we move on from Randall, we'll probably keep Obi. But if we stay fast and stay with Randall, I don't know if we see Obi here next year. I'm not sure.
Well, but you hit the nail on that as well. Maybe they might hold out a Randall, find that point guard like Keith Turner said. Maybe we just need to get a point guard, and the whole thing might change. And he did spot on about that. Maybe we get a point guard, and maybe RJ Randall and it does work. But I think like Lee said, one of them got to go unless you're gonna move Fournier. Because you got a lot. You got to have, if you keep Randall, RJ, and Mitch,
that's true. I feel we'll keep talking about that, because I've been saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I believe, I'm a homer for Mitch, so this is coming from a one-sided point of view. I really like Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a premier center. I think he's a center that we need to be here. And I believe if we had a point guard, a decent point guard that could get Mitch 4 or 5 lobs a game just to get him in the game, we don't have that, and he hasn't had that in the 4 years that he's been here. And I believe if we get a facilitated point guard here that can assist the ball, I believe that Mitchell Robinson will be a dominating center in this league, and he's only 23. I think he's turning 24 this month, April
Mhm.
coming up. He's still teachable. He still could be taught a jump hook. He still could be taught how to shoot better free throws. He still could be taught how to play a low post game, and he already has the blocking ability and the offensive rebounds down. So I believe we need to pay Mitch.
Yeah, Ellen Lee said, and that's the thing. Like, if you look at what Ellen Lee said, we pay RJ, Mitch, Randall, and Fournier now. How do we pay part by the collect? He right, because if you're gonna keep, where's Mitchell Robinson 15 million going to come from? Let's say if you Mitchell Robinson 15 million, even 13. Let's hypothetically say it comes from Kemba Walker. Depending if they get to clear Kemba Walker's 9-man without taking on the salary, maybe draft picks. I don't know how that's going to work, but where do we get the $15 million from Mitch from? How do we give Mitchell $15 million next year? Who's
Derrick
going to
Rose,
have to go?
Derrick Rose contract.
Okay, so we get off Derrick Rose, and we can get something back. It's going to have to be some trading there, because we got to take on. We're going to have to take on 14 million to get rid of his 14 million, because he's on us pretty much on aspiring. So what do we do to get rid of Derrick Rose's contract? Because we're gonna have to bring in, unless we can move a 3-team trade or something. I don't know how that would work, but that's the dilemma where we at too. Also, so you give Mitch, even if you get Derrick Rose out there, you get Mitch. Okay, you got Mitch out the way. Where does Audrey Barrett October 22nd next year? Where does his? I'm just going low. I'm gonna go low. Let's say $25 million. How do we get RJ's $25 million to him? Let's see. You got Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker, Obi, Cam Reddish, $5 million. So if we had to kind of get rid of about 3 of these players to give RJ his money.
Yeah.
Now,
Noel Burks, and somebody else.
Now, where do you get the money from to get that point guard y'all talking about?
We go into luxury tax.
I think you can go in luxury. I rather go.
Now if I'm not mistaken, I think they can
Still
sign
RJ,
right
sign RJ
into
right.
right, so we
Sign
don't
RJ
so
over.
it doesn't mess with the tax. Yeah.
So as of right now, the Knicks will have to move Derrick Rose, Alec Brooks, Kemba Walker, Nerlens Noel,
Taj.
Todd, $5 million off the books. I think that's fine. It's not a big deal, because I think they could bring him back for I don't know.
Veteran minimum.
Yeah. But then you got Cam Reddish.
Yeah.
What do you do with Cam Reddish? Do you let Cam Reddish walk, or they were going to trade him? But do you let him walk? So the way we probably constructed, you sign Mitch to get a point guard in here, to sign Cam Reddish. Yeah, that's interesting, because Quentin Grimes, he locked in for 4 years. That's good. Manuel Quickly locked into 2024.
Yeah, all the young boys are locked in for at least 2 to 3 more years. Obi, not Obi. I think Obi has 1 more year, but Sims, Deuce, Grimes, they all locked in. I think IQ got another year or so. I think he got another.
Yeah, he got another year with it.
Yeah, he got another year. I think Obi has another year. So
next year, here real quick. RJ Barrett got a team option next year. Obi Toppin got a team option next year and a year after that. Todd Gibson, he don't even have a team option. His is five something guaranteed, fully guaranteed. Cam Reddish got a team aspiring. I meant to say aspiring. I meant to say team option. RJ Barron got aspiring next year. Obi Toppin got aspiring with a team option. I guess that is. Todd got aspiring next year. Cam Reddish aspiring next year. And that's about it. Other than Kemba Walker and them guys. So they got some aspiring. It all depends who want to take a lot of it. You know what I mean? It all depends who want to take it on. Not that nobody don't want to take it on. Who will take it on? But knowing Brock Aller, he could will and deal, because he had a deal for Mitchell Robinson out there. But the front office said, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah,
So
I think they may square something away with Mitch this year, man. I think they're gonna offer him maybe 13.5 with those incentives. Look, Mitch, we give you 13.5 right now this year. Your estimated would be 60 million, 60 whatever, 13, 13, 13, 30, 40, let's say 45 million. Make it easy, say 15. We give you 15 million, but we'll give you these incentives. You make this thing here, we'll give you extra whatever. When you make the all-star, you get incentive. All these incentives can get his contract from 13, 14 million
15. Yep.
to 17, 18 million. But you got to put the work in now. You want to
Mhm.
be here, you put in the work. We know you're going to put in the work. We see how you work. We like you. We want to keep you here. Sign this $13 million and make these incentives, and you'll make $17 million. If you make the all-star, you get $1 million. If you
Yeah.
yeah, all those incentives that you can give them 3 or 4 or 5 incentives to make his 13 million turn into $17 million, $18 million if you put in the work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Noel
That's
had it
how,
this year.
you
Noel had
know.
it. Hey Tim, I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed that game last night, my brother. Tim said he was in the guard. He was not in the guard. He was in the building last night. Tim, I hope you enjoyed the game for real. That was pretty cool. Um, I know you enjoyed it, and you got to win, and you got to see the young squad get down. So I know you had a good night, Tim. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully, he said Mark Berman suggests the Knicks may be willing to move from Randall and Mitch. That's what I'm saying. You never know. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah,
They,
I seen some he's a beat writer for the Post. I seen some stuff
yeah,
that he wrote in there about a
mm-hmm.
couple of things. He he's a little left sometimes, but
Yeah, Mark Berman, he locked in though.
yeah, he in
Mark
there. He been
Berman,
there 30 years, 20 something
yeah,
years. So
22 years.
I ain't knocking him. I mean,
Yeah.
some of this stuff I'd be like, oh, really,
Yeah,
Mark?
no, the
But
fan base can't stand him, bro.
mm-hmm.
A lot of the fan base don't like Mark Berman, but he want a real. He get his little tabloid slings in there every now, but he be coming with some jewel. He know he's so much on a beat that he's kind of like wow, But that is fun, man. Yep. Well, yeah, man. But it's interesting. Like I said, you never know with the Randall thing. You just never know. You don't know what the Mitch thing. I do think that they're gonna hand this franchise over right now anyway to Audrey Barrett. I really believe that. I just think that's what they're gonna do. And even if they bring somebody in like a Donovan Mitchell later on or a Zion Williamson later on, listen, man, the way World Wide West hugged RJ Barrett going off that floor last night, I'm telling you, man, they could be like this. I could bring in this dude for that dude. They can get another Julius Randle. Believe me,
Yeah.
they can
I
get
mean,
another Julius Randle.
there's some way to, like I said, there's a couple of teams that we can move on from Randall and pull a player that we want, or send Randall to a team and give them some picks. We got so many picks in the next 3 years. We could give Randall away, a couple of second rounds or one or two first rounds and give them away, and just to relinquish his money, just to free up the money. And I mean that's one thing I looked at. Portland. Portland is one of those teams where they have a lot of cap. I'm not sure if they have a lot of cap, but I believe they have a lot of money that they could take on Randall's contract, and we can offer them, give them some picks, like a couple of second rounds or something like that, and that'll be it. We just give them, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong by what I've seen out there, but I think we can move Randall to Portland. That's about the only team I think we can do. We can move him. They can suck up his contract, and that will be it. We give him some picks, and they suck up his contract, and we wouldn't have to receive anything back from them. And I believe that's the only team that can do that. But the other two teams, the Mavericks and what was it? The Mavericks and the Pacers are two other teams that I think could be a good suitor for Julius Randle's. Pacers because of his boy over there, Turner. I think he could go over there and we can trade Randall for one of their guards that they have over there. If we're looking at Brogdon or Halliburton, or if we move him to, which I think is one of the better picks, to Mavericks. You know what I mean? His hometown. He could be around his family. He'll feel at home. He won't have the super duper bright lights of MSG on his back anymore. I think him and Cuban to get over there and make a good connection. So, those are the things that I'm thinking about. I don't think Randall for Turner. I think Randall could go play with Turner. I think he could go play with Turner over there in the Pacers. We look at the
I think they're going different though. I think the Pacers are going young. I think they'd take Mr. Robinson before they take Julius Randle.
Oh, I think they'd take him too.
They're on a rebuild. I think Brogdon's going to be out there. I bet you Brogdon might be gone.
I think Brogdon's going out of there too.
What's my man named T.J. Warren.
Mm-hmm.
I think Duarte, Halliburton, they about to build around them two young men. I think Halliburton, and that's a nasty backcourt right there, brother.
Yeah,
Halliburton and what's her name? Excuse me. Halliburton and my man, we just said his name, getting brain free. Duarte.
Oh, the power. I mean, they said to power.
Nice backcourt, brother, for years to come. I think they going that route. I think they're gonna go around Tyrese Halliburton and him, and I think they're gonna take it from there. So that's another reason why I think Brogdon can get somewhere. I think Turner can go somewhere. I think T.J. Warren can go somewhere. I think they about to rebuild that thing down there, and I think they got a good foundation because they got a nice backcourt, bro. Them two young men can play some basketball down there. Real quick, I want to make sure y'all get this out there. Yo, listen, Queens Court, Sister Steph, Dope Soul Sports, if I'm not correct, the sister got her own channel. Y'all make sure y'all go like and subscribe each and every day, each and every way. Queens Court, Sister Steph, Dope Soul from Santa Right Steph. Forgive me if I'm missing the word because I'm not in front of my stuff. But anyway, everybody, y'all make sure y'all go support the Queen. Real talk. Go hit that like and the subscribe button to Dope Soul Sports, man. And then get a popper for Sister Steph, man, because she's doing a good job down there. Y'all check out her videos. She posts them and everything, man. Y'all keep it moving, man. Make sure y'all support the sister and let's get it popping. Yeah, man. But that D-Rose thing is interesting. If Tom Thibodeau come back, even if Tom come back, I wonder. Would you see if Chicago wanted a Derrick Rose for a year back? They wanted him in the offseason. Maybe he back up Lonzo Ball. And last year that contract in Chicago. Who knows? Or could he go out to LA with LeBron and them? That's an interesting thing to think about, guys. I don't know if Tibbs come back. They 9 out of 10 of Tibbs come back. They probably would want to keep him, but that don't mean they won't move him neither. So and I like Derrick Rose, man. The man, boy, that we missing that dude. We missing him big time. Shop out. That's the reason why we talking about youth movement right now, because of the guys like that who got injured. It's going to be very interesting in New York next year.
I believe we keep one or the other. It's either going to be Burks or it's going to be D Rose that we keep as a veteran. To bring back here to come off the bench. I'm not sure which one it is. I think the move would be for D Rose to go back to Chicago and we keep Burks. I think that's probably going to be. I think we keep Burks. I don't know. I just think Burks. I thought they was going to trade Burks, but I think they may try to keep Burks. But I think they keep one of those veterans. Burks or D Rose, one of those two guys, I believe, may be back here next year.
Yeah, let me ask y'all a question. Would y'all be willing to, if you can, would you be willing to move Julius Randle and Fournier, bring back Mitchell Robinson, Cam Reddish, and get a player on their timeline and be all right with just probably getting to the playoffs or whatever for now? Would you be willing to move Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, sign Mitchell Robinson, sign Cam Reddish, extend RJ, and get you probably be able to get maybe a point guard or somebody that'll come in there and have this team just competing or at least on a playoff level until they're ready to take that step into maybe a couple of more years when RJ probably into the second, third year of his contract, then they're ready to contend. Would you be cool with that?
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
No question. If you're talking about moving Fournier and Randall, and we keep Mitch, I'm down with that. We keep Mitch with RJ and Reddish. Oh man, RJ Reddish, and we still got Obi and the other young guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'm 100% with that. Moving Fournier and Randall and signing Mitch and keeping the young guys and maybe
and Reddish a good deal. I mean,
yeah,
if you're willing to take it.
I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to sign. I'm willing to sign Mitch and Randall if we can. I mean Mitch and Reddish if we can make that happen. If we move on from Fournier and Randall, I think I would I think I would I'll sign Reddish and keep Mitch. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe get a we might not even need no more help. We're gonna need a point guard though, but I would go less than the point guard, then I'd be ready to go to see OKC and get one of them young, inexpensive young point guards over there to see if they could come over here to New York and flourish over here.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say out of that Randall deal and out of that 40 deal, even though this is a hypothetical guy, let's say if you could get SGA in here.
Oh man.
SGA, I don't know, Grimes, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and then Mitchell Robinson.
Ooh. Man.
And you got that nucleus right there for the next 4 or 5 years with Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly, McBride if he could stay and send whatever. But if you can move on all the veterans we got, replace that stuff with
SGA and there was
somebody. So you got SGA, RJ Barrett to hit them your two mains. Let's say your
point guard, shooting guard.
Yeah, but not only your max guys.
Oh, okay.
SGA and RJ is kind of your max guys, I would say. But then you got Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, the young guys we got, and you still got enough cap space to plug in a couple of more experienced veterans. That are just a kind of obviously you could bring back Todd Gibson, but you can get rid of everything else, man. I think this franchise locked in for the next 5 years.
Yeah, of course.
That'd be fun to watch, bro.
Oh man, SGA here, whew. And he had pictures over this season of him walking on New York Knicks, taking a picture and saying feels like home or something like that. I would love to get. Oh man, I like to get him even before Murray. I would love that, and that's RJ homeboy right there too. They kind of cool together. They both from Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, salute my man Soul Fingers. Y'all already know what it is, my brother. Yes, sir. Salute my brother. Yo, man, y'all make sure y'all check the one-on-one out. I got to keep my family plugged in. One-on-one, Stafford Dawn, my man Soul Finger on Blonde's Tears on Sunday. Most time we get it popping. They got it popping. Y'all make sure y'all go like and subscribe down there as well, man. Keep everybody in the family moving. But yeah, man, I think that timeline worked for me. I think if you can move them dudes and just I mean, we got a lot of nice young talent in New York, man. We really do. I really think we got a lot of. I like that team down there. I like every young piece down there. I like down there, man. I just think that they did it right on that aspect. I think they did it right in New York finally. I think if you can just get somebody like I said, it might be SGA, it might be Mitchell, it might be my man Devontae Murray. Just fit that timeline and just think. I mean, if you get Devontae Murray, now check this out. That defense at the one with Quentin Grimes, that got to be the best defense backcourt in the league probably pretty soon in the next couple of years. Devontae Murray and Quentin Grimes locking down your 1 and 2. RJ Barrett at the 3, and you throw Obi and Mitch or whatever. Oh my God, man! It's some impressive stuff that going out there, man. We just gotta hope that the Knicks do the right thing, Shy Powers, and just. But I don't have no problem with that though. I don't have no problem moving on from them contracts, man, and get them young boys in here and let them keep prospering, keep maturating, keep growing. And then 2 or 3 years, then you know what? They might say we ready to compete. SGA might be ready, RJ might be locked in. You just never know. Then now you got a couple of guys on the team who contracts might be expiring if they don't pan like the Obies of the world and all these guys. They contracts to be ready to be moved anyway. Now you can go get that third dude to bring it here because you done got the culture set, and then you bring in that one player to get RJ and SGA or whoever it may be, get ready to take them to the next level in a couple of years. I think that's pretty much a win-win for us. Let's hope that the Knicks can pull off some miracles. But tomorrow night we go down to Miami, man. Y'all know what it is. We going down in Miami, and you know what I got. Knicks about to cool off Miami, man. They about to cool off the heat, brother. Let's go and get it popping. Frank Monto's in the building, Frank Salute. But yeah, Scott Powell, we in a good space, Nick-wise, Nick team-wise, Nick organization-wise. I still think we're in a good place. It's just matter of time. Let's see if they do the right thing.
The main factor is we got some things that we can move. There's some options that we can make. From the fan base part of view, I see a lot of things that can happen. I see a lot of moves that are probably going to take place, and the front office probably already got a plan laid out. They already see the 9 games coming. Yes. Win or loss, and I think they already got a plan already in place, man. So once the season is over, once the playoffs is over and the finals is done, and we get into that July type of era where the trade deadline, I mean, where the draft picks come into play, I think it's going to be some major moves. We got about we got so many draft picks for this year, man. We got two or three second round draft picks. 1 or 2 first round draft picks, a couple 2 or 3 next year first round draft picks, 2 or 3 next year second round draft picks. So we got a lot of willing and dealing we're gonna do, and they got the people in place to make these moves. So I'm just hopeful. And how can I say this? If I could make 2 decisions on the team for this year, one is to sign Mitchell Robinson, and 2 is to see if we can move on from Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my biggest 3 is Randle. I'm not Randle, excuse me. Mine is Mitch, Cam Reddish, and RJ.
Right.
Then the 3 things I hope the Knicks. Hey, well, real quick, a soul finger. Boy, between Trey Mann and Josh Giddey. That's why I keep bringing up that SGA thing. They got Trey Mann down there. Am I right? Yeah, Trey Mann. I'm talking about the same person. Yeah, Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, and they got SGA in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I was just saying OKC.
Be out of there, bro.
I was just saying OKC. We're going to look at one of them guards in OKC, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's what I mean. They, with the talent that we got, I think that would be, to me, you want to build a culture right, go just get rid of them dudes and let them cats we got down there, them young boys, sign them boys, man. All of them. Whoever ain't signed, the only one ain't signed right now is Mitch and Cam Reddish. I think you sign all them dudes and keep everybody you got. You keep McBride, keep Quickly, keep Grimes, keep all of them. Yeah, real talk, man. You both, man. Real talk, man. That is crazy down there what they got down there, man. But I love to get one of them boys down here. Trey Mann is special. I'm like, he can light it up with the best of them too. And the way he run that point guard. You talking about pace? The Knicks getting some pace popping. That's what I want to see. What I seen last night. I wanted to see this team like last night, man. I really do. I'm good with that going forward. And I still think we can bring in a couple of pieces and still get us in the playoffs. Get to the playoffs, and go another next year, get a little further. And then the next year you go find that piece to add on to what we got. But we do got to get, like I said, all these teams in the playoffs right now, man, they got that main dude on there, man. They got superstars on there. And so if we're not ready to go that route, let's just build the culture up, man. Build, get you 2 cornerstone cats like RJ and another dude that's going to help grow the franchise for a couple of years. And then, when they're ready to compete and they be 23 years old, RJ be 23 in 2 years. You know what I mean? So by the time he get 23, 24, RJ going to be special. He come back next year hitting those free throw shots. Once RJ knocked out those free throws, get that 3-point percentage up, I think everything else is a wrap. If he was making free throws now, he'd be averaging 20-something a season right now. So I'm hoping, man. I just think that they get somebody to go with RJ. If you can get Cam and Mitchell Robinson and keep these young boys down there and get a couple. Hey man, like I said, a couple of veterans to go on the bench just to give them some guidance. I love the Knicks once they get that point guard. Them young guys, Obi Toppin at that forward starting to get better. If he could repeat what he did last night on a regular basis, and you get a major point guard young, that you won't even think about Julius Randle no more.
Yeah, Julius what? What
You
you
won't even think
say?
about it no more. You be like, he was a nice Nick. Once a Nick, always a Nick. But I trade that point guard position for anything right now. I mean, you can get the dominant point guard in here to grow with the young team. I'm cool with that. Real talk, man. But like if we decide to go to the other way though, if we decide that we want to go for a championship, then you'll find a way to do what you do. Yeah, real talk. So thinking last night, watching how they played in the ball move was the most beautiful thing you ain't right. You already know. I get in you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm serious. That was nice, man. Like I said, that team wasn't superior defensively, but when you see Evan Fournier get 7 assists, that was crazy, you know. So, but it was good, man. Deuce McBride, I like him. Tom Thibodeau got him and Quentin Grimes. They got a nice little backcourt. Can you imagine them two coming off the bench next year, locking down defense in the
What
second
I'm
unit?
saying about that,
God, bro. Deuce McBride and Quentin Grimes and quickly if he there, whatever, backing up the 1 and 2 at the 1 and 2 in New York. That's crazy. Or if you get the right point guard, Shaw Powell, you start Quentin Grimes, and then you got quickly and Deuce McBride coming off at the 1 and the 2.
It is so many options that you could do because if you get a premier point guard, if you could put a premier point guard there, you could put Grimes and you can still keep RJ at the 3, or you could get a premier point guard, put RJ at the 2, and put Reddish at the 3.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. So let's hope the Knicks front office listen to us tonight because we love to see it. Either way it go, I think we're in a good place. I know everything we talk and just talk. The money got to work. The team got to want the other players. We get all that. You know, I mean, we do get all that. But Frank Monto, that was crazy as well. Hey, you going to the game tomorrow? You know, you right down. You close. You going down, man? Or what's the deal? Are you going to just check it out from home? You know, Frank Monto, West Palm Beach, always in the building. So maybe Frank get down there and get up in there and see what's popping. If not, you know, it is what it is. I know you're gonna enjoy it at home as well. But yeah, man, we got a lot of things popping off, Shaw Powell. I know you gotta get ready for work tomorrow. You know, we gonna do that, but we're gonna get out here by 11:30. We hold for another 7-10 minutes, whatever. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'll be on pregame tomorrow. Knicks play at 8:00 in Miami tomorrow. And we doing the pregame at 6:30. Knicks Real Talk pregame preview. 6:30. Y'all go check it out, man. Make sure y'all get in here with us tomorrow. We get a pop and everything like that. But you know, man, I'm excited about what I seen last night, and I just want to see the young boy go out there. Even if Miami beat the boys tomorrow, I just want to see him go up against a team like that and fight and grind. And that's a good learning for them, a good experience, I guess I'm trying to say. They had a young boy going up against Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker. I mean, if you want to get schooled, tomorrow, the night where the Knicks young guys can really go to school tomorrow. They really can go to school tomorrow, man, and had to fight against some of the best defenders in the league. If that ain't just maturation. RJ going up against my man Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? Last game he put it down them dudes the last time too. You know, RJ put it on Miami last time they played. So
I don't. We didn't get beat bad. We did lose, but we didn't get beat bad. And I believe the games that we played against them, RJ fared well against them. So I believe we can if you know we go out there with this different way of playing the ball, we don't put Randall back in there tomorrow and see how we grab the ball and run out. Miami is a half court team, but if we get out and start running, it's going to be a different thing, I believe.
Yeah, he did. He did. So he was killing me. Hey, Cash Out, good question. Cash Out said, if you had to pick a 4 to replace Randall, Zion and Janasis. That's a tough one right there, bro. Experience-wise, Janasis, but timeline, I don't know. Janasis is still young too, though. Oh man, that's a tough one. It really is. I don't know if you could compete with a Mitchell Robinson and Janasis front line. That's tough to deal with, bro. But at the same time, can you compete with a Zion and RJ Barrett, though? You know, front line. That's a good one, man, right there. What do you think about that, Shot Powers?
If we give it up Randall and we had a choice of for what
Gymnastics or Antetokounmpo or
for Zion for what happened last year, of course we go on Antetokounmpo all the way. There's no way that Giannis, the Greek Freak, let me just say that because I can remember that easier. The Greek Freak, I think I would take him just because we didn't see what Zion did anything for this season. Now if it comes down to after, right around July and you see Zion and he's 240 pounds and he lost all that weight, but he built up his legs and he's looking stronger and stuff like that, it might be something to look at Zion also. But I'm all the way with the Greek Freak. I'm all the way with the Greek Freak.
Hey, listen, you gotta that'll be the most freakish front line I've seen with a power forward in the center. Antetokounmpo and Mitchell Robinson, oh my God, that defense front line would be a terror, bro. It'll be a terror. And if you still got RJ at the 3, that front line would be a terror, bro. And then you get you get them 2 dudes in the backcourt who can, like Ivan, go with a Grimes and whoever. And you get a creme de la creme dude at the point guard, Grimes, RJ, Antetokounmpo, or Mitchell Robinson.
Oh man, come on.
That is a wrap. That's the best defense team in the NBA. That's best. That's top of the food chain right there. And they got, because you could always see what him and Drew Holiday be doing. Imagine having Mitchell Robinson, which is Brook Lopez. They know Mitchell Robinson when it comes to defense. I mean, he played, but he ain't him. So that was a good one.
That'd be serious.
Oh man, that's scary, bro. That's super scary. That is super scary. But yeah, you never know, man. That's a good one. But that's the thing you could think about when you got cap space and you got money. I mean, you're not capping whatever. You got picks, aspirants. You got talent. Like Julius Randle is a talent. You can plug somebody with Julius Randle, get in some draft pick and get a good player back. You know what I mean, Shaw? You literally can trade Julius Randle. Yeah, you're right. Top 1 all day, every day. Real talk. You could trade Julius Randle with some picks and even another player and you can get something good in return.
Yeah.
You can get something good in return for Julius Randle, man. That's why I said don't sleep on what could happen with that thing, man. You just never know what might go the wrong way and somebody want up out of there. And if you can get the right player in here, hey, who to say? Listen, who to say? And I'm gonna tell you something about with the Pelicans, with the New Orleans Hornets. New Orleans, don't be surprised if Zion wins. If Zion wins and stay there, they got a nice team down there with Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum.
Yeah,
that's nice. And CJ McCollum, he 26 a game, shooting 50% from the floor, 57% and 47% from 3. And then you got Brandon Ingram down there with Zion, and man, they ain't far off neither. And you got Malik Valanciunas at the 5. So really, they whoever their point guard may be, I don't know, but they ain't far off though. If Zion come back there, but I got a feeling that he gonna wind up in New York though. I think he wind up in New York. I'm gonna tell you, here go my package. I think that's gonna happen. The Knicks gonna sign and trade. I hate to say it, but this how we're gonna get Zion. They moving Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, 3 first-rounders, and I think a second to get Zion. I hate to say it. I think they would do that. I think the Knicks, that type of box office, I just think they might do it. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, for Louisiana. I think they do that because the salary's a match. And that's about $39 million right there, $40 million between Randle and Mitchell Robinson. And you give them 3 firsts or something. David Griffin to jump on that. Keeps now you got Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. You still don't lose. Team's still good. So that's crazy. But bring it on though.
Yeah. We got some more to talk about tomorrow, man.
Right, yeah. Listen,
Whew.
but yo, salute to everybody, man. Go ahead, shop out for you can get it popping, man. And we'll see you guys on the post game. And Jarvis said, take that one of those first back. Okay, yep, I can see that as well.
Two first. Are you giving 2 firsts in 2 seconds? As many seconds as we got. Sheesh.
Yeah, I know they had him, but I think I don't. Yeah, I know they had him out lead. But I won't be surprised they take him back. It ain't like they didn't want Randall. I just think Randall just signed somewhere else. I don't think that they didn't want him. I think he just signed and he got a better deal with the Knicks. You know what I mean? I don't, for them. I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I thought that he just didn't sign with them because the Knicks gave him a better offer, and he took the deal because we gave him 3 years, $60 million, something like that at the time. But who knows? Hey, they can't lose Zion for nothing. Yeah, they can't lose him for nothing. And so. But I don't know. I think the Knicks be willing to deal with him, Audrey Barrett, and Cam Reddish in New York, and they Duke, and I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel fan, but I take them Duke boys down here. I don't give a shit for that. But yeah, man, listen. Is that why you say that shot? Yeah, so real talk. But listen, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We gotta get ready to get on our grind in the morning, man. Thank y'all for hanging in, participating, man. You already know, man. Salute to Soul Finger. I appreciate you, Ellen Lee, Jarvis, everybody. Cash out. Queen's Court. Y'all make sure y'all go check out all these other platforms, man. Queen's Court got the Dope Soul Show. Y'all make sure y'all hit that up. Dope Soul Sports. I apologize. Y'all already know what Soul Finger and Dex Abaddon got popping off. And anybody out there, man, y'all go check out the support these platforms and make sure y'all get this new content from everybody, man. Me and Chop Powell gonna get out of here. Chop Powell to give me some words, brother, and we're gonna kick rocks.
As we'll be on tomorrow, we'll be back on same back. Well, not the same back time, but we'll be back on the same back channel.
Yes,
salute
indeed.
to you, salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk. Knicks and Miami Heat tomorrow down in Miami. Knicks Real Talk 6:30 pregame, and we get in here and cut it up. Hopefully, young guys continue to prosper and keep playing. I hope we see that same thing tomorrow, man. And if Julius Randle come back, it is what it is. And hopefully, I love to see Mitch back. Mitch start with that starting, with Obi Toppin and them. I love to see Mitch, Obi Toppin and them get it popping tomorrow with RJ Barrett and them. Let's see how that pan out, man. But yeah, man, great participation. It's so good to be on a platform. You got a lot of wise heads up in the chat, man, who knows sports and it's like the invisible panel here, man. So I always appreciate you guys, man. You cats are really on it. But we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all have a great night. Knicks Real Talk, man. Shot Power, Divine, the chat. Thank y'all for watching, man. And y'all, we see you brothers tomorrow, man. Real talk. I wish I could stay on all night. Y'all already know, but time passes on, man. And so we got to keep it moving. But salute everybody. Shot Power, my brother. Peace, man. Go get some rest.
I already know. Let's get it.